How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good, good, good.
Good. That's awesome.
Well, Coach Dinkens, not necessarily where it all began,
No,
but definitely where it'll end.
for sure. At least this part of it.
Yeah. Well, guys, welcome to Pine Tree Live. I'm here with Coach Dinkens. Just wanted to sit down and talk to you. How long have you been here at Pine Tree?
So this is year 18 for me. So like this is my 18th school year with Pine Tree, and been a lot in that 18 years.
And those 18 years, how many as head athletic trainer?
I believe this is number 10, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But man, so head athletic trainer for that many years. Now moving on to another role within the district.
Yep.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
So next year I'll take over as the director of safety, security, transportation, and nursing services.
Okay.
So.
And is this a move that was on your radar? Have you always been building to this?
Honestly, no. It's one of those things that just kind of came out last year, kind of come about, and it's something that I had to think about, pray on for a little bit, and talking with my wife and just kind of weighing some options. And I think it's a good move for me. I think it's a good move for the district, just because I think it helps me impact more students. Right now as the head athletic trainer, we're going to impact, between our 7th and high school for the most part. Don't get me wrong, in other duties that I do within the district, I, make contact with other kids and those kind of things. But right now I'm serving around 1,000 kids. Let's just, rough estimate. In this situation, you're going to serve the whole district.
Yeah.
So, I think that's important to me. Is I really want to give the community the most of me. I love this place, so I want to give them everything I can give them.
Well, I definitely can see that, and if you stay anywhere for as long as you stay here, yeah, you definitely have a definite love for it, and you're also a graduate. You're an alumni of Pine Tree,
Absolutely.
So I mean the roots go very deep.
Yes.
Well, Coach, so you've been the head athletic trainer, and you've been around the athletic department basically your whole life. And one of my favorite quotes from you is that athletic trainers don't get an off season.
No.
Throughout all that time, and that's a lot, but what are your most favorite memories of your time being head athletic trainer?
And the biggest thing is the athletic trainer. I think a lot of people miss that as far as what we do. My goal and the whole reason I come to work every day as the athletic trainer is to see a kid who was hurt, injured, sidelined from something, come back and return to this surface to play the sport they love and do it at a successful level. That is my whole drive, is being an athletic trainer. Making the playoffs in football after, being the absence of, 2001, the first time we made playoffs, it was 2017, I guess, since that 2001 playoff for football. And that was huge for me because I was in the program as an athlete in 2001. And to be back as the athletic trainer on the sideline to see us do it again, it's like, man, there have been so many times I'm like, man, this could be the year, and it never happened. And then 2017 comes along, and now we've been in the playoffs for the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's been a joy to see, and for years, we've had our soccer teams have been deep. Our basketball team last year making their run. It's been a while.
So that being said, obviously, again, it's a huge index of what I'm about to ask you, but who have been some of the more memorable, influential coaches or athletes that you've been around during this time?
And, you think about back as a player, I worked with a Coach Lane, but I also, before that Coach Lane, I had a Coach Lane. And my Coach Lane is Philip Lane. He was my defensive line coach here at Pine Tree, coming through. And Philip Lane's probably one of the most influential adults that I had in my life. Now, I was blessed. I had mom and dad in the home. So Coach Lane was really more like uncle to us. And Coach Lane, he was the kind of guy that walked with, he was quiet, but he was powerful. He did not, he made you want to buy into playing for him. If you disappointed him, you wanted to stay after practice and make it right. And so, as a coach, that probably was my number one coach. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing this job without Jody Berryhill, our long-time athletic trainer before me, and athletic director more recently. When I got hurt as a senior, I got to spend a lot of time with him and Michael Busby, who was the assistant at the time. And so that's where I developed this love for athletic training. I wasn't sure, before I really wanted to be a sports agent, honestly. So I always joke around with Coach Berryhill, like, "Hey man, you've cost me millions in this thing," because that's really what I wanted to do initially.
Yeah.
I thought that's what I wanted to do, and then I got hurt, got to see what those guys got to do, and man, it changed my perspective. It keeps you around the game. You stay around this athletic atmosphere, which I love. I love the Friday night lights. I love Tuesday nights in soccer. I love being in the gym on Fridays. Like, I just like being around the atmosphere. And so it was cool to see them do that job. David Collins, who was our athletic director, I learned a lot from him. I got to learn about organization and meetings for meetings and those kind of things. And Kerry Lane came in and shook it up for us. And I really respect him a lot, because he came in and took a program that he knew had the potential and really brought it out. And between him and Berryhill, it really started what we've got going now.
What about you personally? What are you looking for in the next chapter of what you do here at Pine Tree?
I'm just looking to better serve our kids, and I'll tell you this, Jack Irvin, the guy that I'm replacing, has done a phenomenal job. The Texas Safety Center has come a long way in requirements for Pine Tree and the state at large. Jack has taken this safety thing when he started it, 7 or 8 years ago, and really has made it. He's taken it a long way, and Pine Tree's ahead of a lot of people because of the work that Jack and those guys have done. And I know, and we're not just talking about safety. Transportation, what Penny Pike does over at transportation is phenomenal. The athletic training staff, people, we always joke around about us being the team behind the team. But you look at the group of people that are over at transportation, and that's a group that a lot of times they're often forgot, but you can't forget that group. That group is a hardworking group, and for sure we can't do our day-to-day without them.
Our job doesn't start without them.
It doesn't even start without them. Yes. And so that's an exciting thing for me, because I got a great group of genuine people that I'm going to go work with, from a great group of genuine people that are lifelong friends. So I'm excited to hopefully make those lifelong friends on that side of it too, and just to push Pine Tree forward, man. That's the goal. Like, I want the next person that sits in this seat to push athletic training forward. I didn't do all the work that I've done over 18 years to see it go backwards. I don't want to be the missing link. My staff that's there right now is what I would put as arguing the best staff in the state. I don't think there's another staff like our staff at Pine Tree.
What will you miss the most about athletic training?
Man, the relationships, 100%. Like you think about my closest friends, besides the guys that stood with me on my wedding day, and I call them my brothers. Besides my brothers that are still with me on my wedding day, my closest friends in this world came out of this department. You like the coaches, you, Rock, Rogers, Christy in the office, like, those are my closest friends. Like, we hang out. This is a family thing. Like, our kids hang out all the time. Like, my assistants, man, like I said, they're phenomenal. Kip and Kaylin and Kennedy are, like I said, they're three of the best in the state, and I put them against anybody. I've gotten to develop great relationships with parents like Daryl Freeman because of, his sons, Quentin and DJ. DJ's arguably the best quarterback to come through Pine Tree. I got to watch that on the turf, and I got to develop a great relationship with his dad that still stands to this day.
Well, Coach, man, I greatly appreciate you taking this time with me and with Pine Tree Live to kind of a little bit more of an insight of, a pretty substantial figure, parting ways with this side of Pine Tree.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't want to take all the credit in being able to do this interview, so kind of got in touch with a couple of people, and we have a video that we want you to watch.
Okay. That's my dude.
What up, Coach Dink? Chris Chumley here. The day has finally come for you to get up out of there, man. I just want to say congratulations, dog. I love you.
Hey, Coach Dinkens, I wanted to come on here and tell you thank you. Thank you for the times when the only way I was getting back home was to walk, and you never let me do that. You always made sure I had a ride home.
Hey, brother, I bet they got you pretty good, and I bet you weren't expecting me to be here. But since I am, I bet everybody wants an old Coach Larry Dinkens story, so I'll give them one. Once upon a time, there was a guy who bled blue and gold like few before and few after. He was a great friend, a great coach, and a great mentor to students. I'm sure you're going to continue that in your new role in the ISD. Love you, brother.
Coach D, hey, I just want to say congratulations on everything you've accomplished as the athletic trainer at Pine Tree. I know this is going to be your last year, and you're going to be stepping into a new role. I just wish you the best, and thank you for all you've done and all that you will continue to do in your new role.
Hey Dink, we have tons of memories from my time at Pine Tree, and somewhere in the midst of the 5 o'clock mornings and the rehabbing my ankle, you taught me so much about resilience and discipline and leadership. I have taken all of those things into my career as a CV nurse and into my schooling as a nurse practitioner. We have always considered you a part of our family, and I love you.
What's up, Coach Dinkens? I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for us. You were always there for us, whether it meant being there early in the mornings or late at night. You really showed us what it meant to work hard and care for others, and for that I want to thank you and wish you the best of luck in your next role. Hey, what's up, Coach Dinkens? Just want to take this time to thank you for everything you've done for Pine Tree Athletics. You always made the training room feel like a safe, comfortable place to be, even though as an athlete, that's not really where you want to be. You did your best to get us out there on the field as soon as possible, and you've made a huge impact on us, not only as athletes, but as men and women.
Coach Dinkens, over the last few years, you've been so much more than just a coach. You've been a mentor, role model, and constant source of support.
Coach Dinkens, I'll never forget my freshman year in that playoff game versus Mount Pleasant whenever our goalkeeper went down with an injury and you giving me a look asking if I was ready. But man, I was so scared. But I knew you believed in me. I knew how to step up, and ever since then, that's always stuck with me.
Thank you for the best 4.5 years. You were always more than just a coach to me. I knew I could come to you with anything and you would always be there. You truly changed my life and shaped me who I am today. I'll never forget all the love and support you gave me.
Hey, Coach D. First and foremost, man, congratulations. Super excited for you transitioning into this new role for Pine Tree, but most importantly, man, for you and your family. For the last 18 years, you've been the true definition of what it means to be all in. Man, you've been a servant, a mentor, and a leader, not just for these kids, but this staff and this community. Man, just want to say thank you. I love you and I appreciate everything you do. Congratulations.
Hey man, 8 years ago on the sideline of a spring football game, I met the head athletic trainer, but who I really met was a guy that was going to become one of my best friends and a brother for life. Dude, you've been there for all the highs and lows, not only my career, but also my life. Been there for my 100th win, my first playoff win, but you also were there when I got married and when I had my first kid. Dude, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me, for my family, for Pine Tree.
Well, I had to do this in the car just so you wouldn't catch me. I just want to say how proud I am of you for being as passionate about your career for as long as you have been, and how passionate I know you'll continue to be influencing others in this new role. I love you so much, and I am so proud of you. I can't wait to see you flourish in this new role and see how much positivity you can bring to the entire Pine Tree community. You bleed blue and gold. There's no one better for the job. I know it. I'm so proud of you. I know Raina is too, and I know when she's older and she's able to, she's not going to hesitate saying, that's my daddy. My daddy's Coach Dinkens. We love you very much. Thank you, Coach Dinkens.
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 Thank you again, Coach Dinkens.
Thank you, Coach Dinkens.
Thank you, Coach Dinkens.
Thank you, Coach Dinkens.
Thank you so much, Coach Dink.
Man, y'all got me with that one. Man.
Thank you for everything you've done, man. It's a big void, and you know, I know the next person that steps up will flourish just because you've laid such a foundation for this program, and so essential to Pine Tree Athletics, man. But
yeah,
congratulations, and
I'm always here. I'll be here, helping Pine Tree any way I can, athletics or not. I love this place.
All right, congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Are you in the oil and gas industry and struggle securing the carriers you need to haul your freight? At PDQ America, we are focused on providing world-class freight solutions to the oil and gas industry. Whatever trailer you may need, we have the carrier network to ensure your shipment arrives on time, every time.
When I say I'm going to get something delivered, I'll come to you guys, and I have no doubt that I will either receive an email, a text, or a phone call to let me know how my load is proceeding, if it got there, and that everything went okay.
some incredible young men and women who have made Friday night special for Pine Tree. Our senior football players have put in hours of hard work on the field, and our athletic trainers have supported them every step, ensuring they stay in top shape. The Pine Tree Pride Marching Band and Color Guard have spent countless hours preparing their halftime shows, while the Precision Drill Team members have worked tirelessly to perfect every routine ahead of time. Our cheerleaders have been a constant force, spreading school spirit at games, events, and competitions, and the Bucks have shown their passion by manning, coming, and running flags, symbolizing our school's pride. Our yearbook editors have been hard at work capturing memories for everyone, while the culinary arts team has kept everyone well fed, and our audio-video crew has brought the magic of each game to life here at Pine Tree Station. Thank you, seniors, for your dedication and impact. You will remain pirates for life. Up first, our athletic trainer seniors. Deborah Pittman. Deborah is our Francisco and DePondre Lewis. Escorted tonight by her brother, Devontae Lewis. The football seniors. Dalen Montgomery, son of Natasha and Dale Montgomery. David Lively, son of April and Bentley Lively. Ashton Valentine, son of Rebecca and Darius Valentine. Peyton Homer, son of Mickey and Daryl Freeman. Chicago Sonia, son of Victoria Ward and Brandon Jones. Roger Hathaway, son of Tony Hathaway. Anthony Anderson, son of Anitra Anderson. Jaden Serbia, son of Stephanie Jeffers. Chris Nichols, son of Whitney Happen and Chris Nichols. Bryson Woods, escorted tonight by Emily and Jason Markman. Ace Bass, son of Spring and Tim Hopkins. Julian Ibarra, son of Maria and Jose Ibarra. Martin Medrano, son of Alicia Medrano and Orlando Rangel. Aiden Smith, son of Samantha and Jeff Smith. Tristan Lowe, son of Tessa Cofer and Aaron Seidel Garcia. Alex Laura, son of Jennifer Lewis. Courtney Smith, son of Shanna and Chase Rogers. Tristan Peter, son of Cahilia and Victor Payne. And Kristen Whiteside, son of Tori Whiteside and Sam Williams. The Pride Marching Band Seniors. Zoe Sutherland, daughter of Wendy and Lorraine Sutherland. Annette Contreras, daughter of Anna and Alejandra Contreras. Mackenzie Williams, daughter of Rose Thunder and Robert Wilson. Liliana Wilson, daughter of Katrina Saunders and Matthew Wilson. Zoe Bowers, daughter of Sandra and Herman Bowers. Alexis Klein, daughter of Amy and Aaron Klein. Israel Cozano, son of Israel Gutierrez and Enrique Cozano. Brandon Hayes, son of Sherry and Jeremy Hayes. Dylan Medrano, Sean Radley, son of Ryan Newman and James Radley. Jonathan Roberts, son of Samantha Ross. Zachary Fair, son of Cassandra and Daniel Fair. Tyler Mays, son of Tommy Schultz. Esteban Rios, son of Maria and Esteban Rios. The Pregame seniors. Rylan Notley. Rylan is also a member of the culinary team and is the daughter of Maggie Holiday. Sheila Reddick. Sheila is also a member of the culinary team and is the daughter of Latasha and Velasco Reddick. Lillian Smith. Daughter of Jerry and Jake Smith. Robbie Gillingham, daughter of Nikki Watson. The Precision Seniors. Celeste Baker, daughter of Nina and Jason Baker. Jacqueline Barrera, daughter of Alicia Parista and Juan Barrera. Mariah Baranga, daughter of Rosa Perez, Richard Baranga, and David Tovar. Mia Cervantes, daughter of Lenny Vargas. Alexis Hernandez, daughter of Ada and Aldo Hernandez. Abigail Reyes, daughter of Paula and David Reyes. Michaela Mobley, daughter of Valerie and Richard Mobley. Aubrey Murphy, daughter of Ken Murphy and Bridget and Dustin Allen. Lee Neff, daughter of Kelly and Robin Neff. Chloe Rainey. Chloe is also a member of the yearbook team and is the daughter of Carrie and Chris Rainey. And Cameron Taylor, daughter of Taylor Williams. The cheer seniors. Jasmine Berg, daughter of Nick and Sheila Berg. Bailey Robles, daughter of Ashley and Luis Robles. Rayleigh Normandy, daughter of the late Destiny Kemp, escorted tonight by her grandparents, Cynthia and Ricky Kilgore. Hannah Cranford, daughter of Crystal and Chris Cranford. Desiree Ellis, daughter of John Ellis, Amanda Mata, and Carlos Venegas. Zori Clark. Zori is also a member of the culinary team and is the daughter of Bridget Moody and Joseph Clark. And Yamil Castillo, daughter of Ron Castillo. The Buck Seniors. Elijah Escobedo, son of Joanne Escobedo and Daquan Rockwell and Clarissa Howell. Stanford O'Quinn, son of Raven Wesley and Stanford O'Quinn. Justin Cole, son of Melissa and Mike Cole. Jacob Reeves. Jacob is also a member of the culinary team and is the son of Grace Reeves. Waylon Armstrong, son of Sherry Thomas, Rita Anderson, and Marcus Armstrong. Jaden Rebozo, son of Rana and Jose Rebozo. And Julian Lara, son of Esticina and Rafael Lara. The culinary seniors. Maria Hernandez, escorted tonight by her sister, Jalicia Hernandez. Brianna Harada, daughter of Gabriella and Ruth Harada. Eric Perales, son of Josefa Reyes Perales. Marion Robert, escorted tonight by his grandmother, John Devine. And Jaden Thanks, daughter of Krista Thanks. The senior yearbook editors, Meredith Eggerman, daughter of Sarah and Jonathan Eggerman. Jasmine Grimaldo, daughter of Lakin Grimaldo and Matthew Canty, and Jorge Armando Grimaldo and Krista Grimaldo. And your stadium audiovisual senior, Christian Daniels, son of Devontae Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, the Friday night seniors for 2025-2026. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are also celebrating academic excellence at the 50-yard line of Pine Tree High School's National Merit Scholarship Program recipients for 2026. The National Merit Scholarship Program begins with the Preliminary Scholastic Aptitude Test, or PSAT exam, which is the National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. More than 1.3 million students in the nation tested during their junior year of high school. Commended scholars score in the top 5% of the nation's high school seniors. Semifinalists score in the top 1%. This evening, Mr. Steve Hudson, Pine Tree Independent School District Superintendent, and Mr. Bleeper Krause, Pine Tree High School Principal, are proud to honor each of our recipients with a plaque. Our Pine Tree High School commended scholar is Matthew Sprague. Matthew is the son of Nancy Jones and Rick Sprague. Our Pine Tree High School semifinalist is Emily Willardson. Emily is the daughter of Stacy and Christopher Willardson. Congratulations, Matthew and Emily, on your outstanding academic accomplishments. At the center of the field, Pine Tree High School students are meeting with Palestine High School students for the traditional teachers exchange. This exchange is a symbol of the friendly sportsmanship of tonight's game as we welcome the Palestine students, coaches, teachers, administrators, parents, and staff to our stadium. Pine Tree is represented by leadership members and Palestine is represented by student council members.
Yes. All right. Should I get the them setting up the little pirate house thing? One day you'll be able to tell us apart. Maybe don't address him as the bomb on the airwaves.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the playing of the Pine Tree Alma Mater? It's like a couple stairs above a funeral.
Introducing your 2025-2026 varsity cheerleaders. Monye Black. Jasmine Bird.
All right, I'm getting the cheerleaders.
Journey Hopkins. Rayleigh Normandy. Bailey Robles. The cheerleaders would like to thank their sponsors, Heartland Home, Healthcare Express, Little Caesars Pizza, Jaggers, East Texas Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Auto E-Solutions, ETX Liquidation, and Pine Tree Nails and Hair.
We want to be able to get the entire team into the
Ahoy, hello, and welcome to Pirate Stadium. We're getting ready for a big game tonight here on the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. This is Michael Clemens Jr. along with Coach Angel Rocha, ready to bring you Pine Tree Pirate football. The Pirates are playing the Palestine Wildcats tonight. The Pirates come in 5-4, and the Palestine Wildcats will come in at 1-8. The Pirates, who come in after a loss last week against Lindell, are preparing really for a playoff game next week. So a lot really to think about. You don't want to look too far forward in a tough opponent tonight in Palestine. Coach, how do you keep yourself from looking forward to the playoff game?
Well, I think that the other thing you have to note that it is senior night tonight, so I think the team will be kind of focused on that, wanting to give these seniors a well sending off of their home stadium. Unfortunately, we're not going to host next week. You know, we had gotten kind of spoiled in hosting playoff games. We've done that a couple of times in the last few years. And speaking of the last few years, this is the first time that Pine Tree, in quite a while, has qualified for playoffs 3 consecutive years in a row. And so when you put all that into and take all that into account, it's not very hard to not get too excited about what's going to be in the future. And you look at the now, and Coach Bachman, you know, one of his big sayings is be where your feet are. And I think he's been able to reiterate that to his team, who has been taking it one step at a time, one game at a time. And we've seen this team grow up since the first 2 games against Gilmer and Van, which we dropped, and then we went on a little bit of a win streak and grew up. And I think this is a complete different team than what you saw versus Gilmer and Van.
Well, I know that the Pirates have to be happy with what they've seen out of Coach Jason Bachman since he took over the head coaching position here at Pine Tree. And as we get ready for senior night, a big night, another class of seniors under Coach Bachman's watch. I mean, this is his 4th-year head coach, right?
Yes, sir. So these are the guys he basically started with as freshmen. And kind of like what we mentioned last year, you know, you really see and you really get the feeling of a program being your program once you're past that 3-year mark. And, you know, that's when you get your guys who have gone through the off seasons with you, and you've gotten those freshmen, those sophomores that have gone through your program and know the standard, know what's expected, and these guys have shown it. And one of the expectations that Coach Bachman always preaches is to be the toughest team and the most disciplined team. And I think we've seen these guys mature and grow up into a very tough opponent, no matter who lines up across from them on the other sideline.
Well, thank you for joining us here on the Kickoff Photography pregame show on the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. We're going to cut to the field for the pregame festivities and the national anthem. It's going to say the pledge, but it's going to be the national anthem, and then we're going to get ready for the last home game. It's senior night at Pirate Stadium. We're going to be watching some football soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is across the field. Let's hear it for the Palestine Wildcats.
I swear, man, the Colton got better fingers this game. scholarships to people who are 12. And you should have been playing for the Lakers, tall boy.
Juicy's Taco. Fresh food fast.
At Veribank, we celebrate businesses who are made in Texas. Whether you're ready to buy, grow, or improve cash flow, we have commercial banking experts that can get you the financing you need. If you want a community partner who's customer-focused, stop by your nearest Veribank.
Please stand and gentlemen, remove your hats as we pause for a moment of silence and prayer, reflecting upon our country, our students, and the men and women who have served and are serving to help and protect us in our communities and around the world. Thank you. Please remain standing for our national anthem performed tonight by the Pine Tree High School Band under the direction of Mark Perry.
Ahoy, hello, and welcome to Pirate Stadium. We're getting ready for the final home game of the year. It is senior night, and we are almost ready for kickoff. Both teams are approaching midfield for the coin toss. We're done with the Craw Photography pregame show. On to the marketing with April coin toss. Coach, we got football. We're almost there.
Yeah, to think that this is the 10th game of the season and we're at the last home game and we're about to start playoffs, and that's a great feeling right now, especially knowing that you still got another game next week. There is no math work that we got to do as far as our district goes, and we'll get into a little bit of that later. But, the fact of the matter, we know we have football next week. That's a great feeling to have in Pine Tree. We've been spoiled for the last 3 years and having another week of football. But first things first, we got to honor these seniors that are going to come out in their last home game. And they're going to show their, for love of the game, they came out once upon a time, wanted to play football. And Pop Warner got through junior high, got to high school, and now they're in their senior year. And now from here on out, after this game, it's win and keep going on. You never know when you're going to play your last game.
Well, they know they got one more after this. You don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it's going to be kind of hard not to. I'm sure this week you're already thinking about next week's playoff game. And like Coach said, there's a lot to think about, a lot to go into the other districts. So we're going to get into that tonight. We'll try to do our best as the night goes on and we watch some of these other games to maybe predict who we're going to be playing, but it's not crystal clear. But we do know we're going south next week to play a game most likely about 3.5 hours away.
Yeah, and, you know, that is one thing, and I guess you can also say that works to our benefit, is that we can't look too much forward because we really have no idea who we're playing. And just to kind of give a little bit of a recap, in the other district we have 4 teams that are in a 4-way tie for first place. They're all 5-1. They're all playing each other tonight. So there's a lot to go into, and you know, right now we got to focus on senior night. And, you know, Julian Ibarra, senior kicker for Pine Tree, looking to do the first kickoff of the game as the Pirates are going to be on defense first.
Coach, I like the threads tonight. They're like you, looking good like Zoolander. But anyways, the Pirates are going to be in their blues with white pants, blue helmet, and Palestine will be in all white this evening. Pirates going left to right on your screen. We are almost ready for kickoff. The 5-4 Pirates come back home looking for a win. Julian Ibarra's kick is off. Looks like we're going to start off with a return this evening. They fake the reverse. Taken down at midfield, or at the 24-yard line. Return, good tackle. That was Jatavian Sonia.
Yeah, making the tackle on Desarian Cummings that got the ball. You know, they faked the reverse, and that's kind of the thing that the Pirates are going to have to look out for tonight. You know, Palestine doesn't have anything to lose. They're well eliminated from the playoff contention picture. They know tonight's their last game, so there's nothing to lose. They're going to have some guys that are really eager to play their last game and play with everything they got, and so they're going to pull out all the tricks that they can.
Yeah, Palestine going to start off with a pass and almost intercepted. Pass looked like was that Boston Johnson breaking it up. Pass intended for Civilian Martin.
Yeah, right there. I mean, a little motion out of the backfield to get those linebackers and those secondary guys looking at that motion, and then have him run basically a tunnel screen while they try to slip the go route on the backside. And Boston Johnson has seen that play before, and so he wasn't fooled by no means.
Palestine's quarterback, London Brown, leads the team. He is a sophomore, so a young starting quarterback for the Palestine Wildcats. Coach, who are some of their playmakers?
Number 9, London Brown, is a very good wide receiver, and I think he's the one that they tried to target right there on the first play. Number 6, C.J. Jones. He's more of a slot receiver, but he's a pretty big proponent in their offense. But, you know, those are 2 good wide receivers, but Palestine is more likely to run the ball. They're 59% run versus 41% pass.
So it sounds like we got a new quarterback in tonight if you're saying that London Brown is a wide receiver, because he is definitely playing quarterback this evening. So if you had some wide receiver stats on him, it looks like they have moved him to quarterback. So a new quarterback playing for Palestine tonight. We'll go with that.
I mean, and again, it's the last game of the year, and you know they got a sophomore kid that seems to look like a pretty good athlete. Well, a lot of catches coming into this ball game, a lot of yards, and so why not put the best player that you probably have in your program at quarterback so he touches the ball on every single play? Not a bad plan to have, especially a young one like London Brown. He's again being just a sophomore.
Well, this time of the season, why not see what you got in your youth and see what you can do, especially 1-8. It's good to see what you'll have next year. Palestine had a couple of down seasons. Last year, not great. Their one win this year coming over Maybank. There's a little bit of a late hit. That looked like King Moore a little after the play.
Great job by Boston Johnson securing the punt, and I mean, low driving punt, didn't have a whole lot of time to get a hold of it, so good job on him securing it. And right now, a lot of the playmakers for Pine Tree are going to be a lot of our seniors, so it's going to be real fun to be calling out their name tonight.
So Colton Croft comes in leading the Pirates. This game last year, he came in, I believe it was the second or third series of the game, and he ended up finishing out the game as the quarterback in preparation for his first start of his career. And then following week against Bridge City. Bridge City's one of those teams that we potentially could be playing next week. They are playing Hargrave tonight.
Bridge City is playing Hargrave, yep.
So Bridge City playing Hargrave, and
LCM is playing Lumberton.
And LCM is going to be Little Cypress Mauriceville. So Little Cypress Mauriceville playing Lumberton, and Hargrave playing Bridge City. We're going to be playing one of those teams next week. 2nd down and 1. Pirate defense, good job getting a 3 and out on their first time on the field tonight. Right here, big play. They're making a move. He's going to get close to the end zone. Not quite there, but taken down inside the 5-yard line is Desmond Williams. After a nice throw from Colton Croft, Pirates in business now at the 3-yard line.
That's a great play by Desmond Williams. He's been a big proponent on the defense, and like we have been saying all year, a lot of Pirates doing it on both sides of the ball, and he is one that is a really good defensive back, but at the same time, very good wide receiver, just like a Boston Johnson, just like an Ashton Valentine, just like a Tabor Homer, both of them making plays on offense and on defense.
1st down in goal. How about 1st down in gold? Those numbers look great on the unis tonight. Croft puts a man in motion. That's Valentine. Going left to right. Croft hands it off to Roger Attaway. Roger's forward progress is going to take him back to the line of scrimmage. He's 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and as we get ready for 2nd down, I want to look at tonight's impact players of the game, and I went with a whole senior lineup. Senior Chris Nichols, Rashad Wofford, and Dalen Montgomery doing a great job this season. Chris Nichols has been a huge deal for the Pirates on the line and also in the backfield, being able to block.
Jacarius Timmons in the backfield. Right side, in a hole. PDQ America, PT, TD, Pine Tree touchdown. Pirates on the board first, 6-0.
That's a great job. And what a hold for Jacarius Timmons to be able to run through. They just opened up right there, and the Pirates punched it in.
So Timmons with a 3-yard touchdown run to start the game. And look at this, little trickery out of the Pirates. Swinging gate.
I love it. You know, that's just one of those things. I mean, give one of those opponents that are from down south, give them something a little extra to have to work on. And I like the gamemanship by Coach Bachman.
Well, Coach, we've seen them add a little bit of something every week, and there's something new. Julian Navarre's kick, just like usual. Down the middle, it's good. Pirates on top, 7-0. We're going to take a break. We're back on this beautiful evening in Longview, Texas. It's 73 degrees outside. I think it's a little bit cooler than that, but it was nice outside this evening. Really no wind. It's just a beautiful East Texas night amongst the pines. If you're not in East Texas, you would be enjoying it this evening. It's not the typical humidity and heat. It's actually a nice fall night. We don't get a whole lot of those. It's either like hot or cold. But tonight, it's very nice, and it's a nice night to be a Pirate. 7-0 is your score after the Jacarius Timmons 3-yard touchdown run. Pirates put up points on their first drive of the game. And that'll be a fair catch at the 24-yard line. Colt Metters. So Palestine Wildcats will hit the field for their second possession of tonight. New quarterback, London Brown. I'm not sure if he's making his first start of the season or not, but he was listed as a wide receiver coming into this game, and he is definitely playing quarterback.
Yeah, Mike, and you know, going to see a whole lot of that. Maybe trying to do the same thing and trip the Pirates up, give them something else to have to work on and adjust to. And the Pirates have done very well because they've been able to hold Palestine to a 3-and-out. And right there's a flag on the play. Somebody got a little bit of a head start.
So Palestine, a little movement up front. It's going to drop them 5 yards back. It'll be first down and 15 for them to start their second drive.
Really looking for this defensive line to really find a way to get back into the backfield. You got to think with number 9 not being the quarterback very many times, he hasn't been back there to pass a whole lot. And on cue, David Lively introduces himself to the Palestine backfield.
So getting in the backfield, causing some havoc early. It's going to be a 2-yard loss. Second down, 17. Palestine, second down. Brown. Shifty pass to his right side. And breaking some tackles. Along the far sideline is Braylon Beckworth. It's a nice reception by Braylon Beckworth. He'll run after the catch. And he's got Palestine in a good position. Third down and 4.
Yeah, this is a big down for Palestine. Really want to get something kind of getting started. Don't want to go 3-and-out again.
And Palestine will have it out across the 41-yard line. So pickup of 11 yards on the play. It will be first down and 10 Wildcats.
And I was kind of just wondering when we would see that. Usually when you put one of your better athletes at quarterback, it's to be able to run some sort of speed option with him. And right there, we just saw that right there come to fruition as London just took it, made the right read, and picked up a good chunk of yards to get the first down.
First down and 10. Brown keeps it, puts it on the ground. And around him for the Pirates was Aiden Smith. Grayson Woods in the backfield. Strip Brown. I think Brown was trying to fake the handoff, looked like maybe an RPO, but Pirates just busted that play at the line and got in the backfield. So now second down and long. Brown goes back. This is the play that just worked a minute ago.
Interception.
Hey, there we go. On his way to the end zone. Going to take it in for a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown is Desmond Williams with the interception. So Pirates with the pick 6. 13 to 9.
What a great heads-up play by Desmond Williams, and we had just talked about him on the offensive side, and now we're talking about him on the defensive side. And just like that, it is a 2-score game. And, man, what a heads-up play. Just kept on focus, and he had him dead to right. So even if he would have caught that ball, it would have been for no gain. But better yet, it would be for 6 points for the Pirates. Great play by Desmond Williams.
Defense making their presence known. Julian Ibarra, extra point. Boston Johnson. It's a low snap, but he able to quick hands get the ball placed out needed to. 14-0 is the score. Pirates on top early. It's a night at Pirates Stadium. And Pirates early after the pick 6 by Desmond Williams. has them on top 14-0. 6:22 to go in the first quarter. Pirates rolling early. Short kick by Ibarra, and we will have a return. Breaking a quick tackle and running hard is Colt Metters. But not much movement. Pirates bottle him up quickly, and London Brown will bring Palestine back onto the field for their third drive of the night. Brown went back to the well. Beckworth had a nice broken tackle and then turned it into a 12-yard gain before they converted the third down. They went back to that play, and Desmond Williams picked up on it quickly. And he took it to the house for 6. May not be the last one for the night.
I definitely don't think so. I mean, really and truly, you're going to be looking at Pine Tree to be looking at some different things, maybe get some guys in to get ready for the playoff where you'll need the depth. But they'll keep to what they usually do, and right here they got to make sure that they wrap up and make the tackle.
Skinnon. Gain of 9.
Number 6, C.J. Jones.
So Palestine at midfield, crossing it for the first time this evening, the third drive of the night. Brown, handoff. Looks like Pirates are going to push him for a loss.
Yeah, I think first contact was Aiden Smith, another senior for the Pirates tonight. And, as we get ready for the next game, we'll go ahead and look at coach's keys to the game. Right now, I mean, we got to be able to start fast, and I think the Pirates are checking that one off. No turnovers. Hopefully that we get through the game with no turnovers. And then the biggest thing is to get out healthy from this game, Mike.
That's Beckworth taking it around the right side. So Beckworth looks like a pretty good player for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and I think we said some of the same stuff last year when we went to their place and we were playing in a kind of a rainy game. But, they had a lot of young talent last year that, it looks like they've kind of matured, and they got some playmakers over there. So, and they're very young, so there's no telling how good they'll be in the coming years. Just kind of a rough year this year. Last year, I think they had a little bit more success, definitely more than just the one win like they have this year. But it'll be interesting to see this program in the next coming years.
Brown, right side, under pressure by Brayson Woods. Brayson gets to the quarterback, hits him as it throws it incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of sophomores on this roster. Colt Metters, sophomore. Desarian Cummings, the guy that ran the first kickoff back, he's a sophomore. London Brown, sophomore. I mean, quite a bit of sophomores on this page and not a whole lot of green. So very young team, so it'll be interesting looking forward.
Second down and 10. 4.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Beckworth again. Wildcats staying on the ground. So third down and 8. Thank you to our sponsors this evening. Vera Bank, Croft Photography, Marketing with April, Longview Chamber of Commerce, East Texas Preferred Properties, Energy Weld Fab, Veteran Pride AC and Heat, Juicy's Taco, United Rental, PDQ America, Shade Tree Minerals, Texas Semi-Trailers, Forrest Williams, Edward Jones, Kilgore College, and M6 Drone and Media. Third down and 8. Pirates apply pressure. They set up the screen. Man, Coach, that was a big hit. Was that Nichols?
No, I don't think so. I think it was Dalen Montgomery.
Montgomery.
We've been
used
to it.
Boy, he has a pop.
Yeah.
That was a very short space.
Yeah. No, he can definitely make his body into a weapon in a very small amount of space.
Fourth down and long. And we're going to have movement by the Wildcats. They did not get the snap off, and receivers started moving. And the punt team will come on. So a little bit of a fake out.
Yeah, Mike, we keep talking about Palestine. Palestine, you know, they might be one of those ones, those schools that kind of benefit from realignment. You know, snapshot numbers came out the other day. Pine Tree turned in 1266. We don't know exactly where we'll be, if it'll still be 4A Division I, or if we'll go up back into 5A. But Palestine, another one of those teams that's looking at it to see where they might end up, and maybe they're hoping they don't end back in the District of Doom.
Wildcats kick sells to the right. It's going to go out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
And Mike, we'll go ahead and take a look at this is the standings of our bye district. So as you can see, the top 4 teams are all 5-1. They're all playing each other. Bridge City versus Hargrave, LCM versus Lumberton. They're all playing tonight, so it'll have a big impact on who we play or who we travel to go play. That's all we really do know is that we are traveling, but we don't know where.
Coach, do you have any preference, or was there any preference around the school this week from the coaching staff or players on who maybe they would like to play?
No, not really. I think they're all just excited about getting into the playoffs, and I think that's the biggest deal. I mean, because I don't think there was a whole lot of people outside of the locker room that were giving Pine Tree much of a chance to get into the playoffs, considering all the talent that they lost from last year being in the District of Doom, and they came out and answered the doubters.
First down and 10, Williams makes a catch. She's going to just pick up a couple of yards. Croft with a big pass to Williams on their first drive of the night. He took it down to the 3-yard line. Jacarius Timmons punched it in for the 3-yard touchdown, and then the following drive, Williams with a pick 6. Williams said, I'm getting in that end zone no matter what. He did. Did it on the defensive side of the ball, which is impressive. 2nd down and 8. Pirates working the clock early. Roger Attaway makes a move. Slice, dice. Looks like Celebrity Chef has the first down out to the 33-yard line.
Really like how Attaway is taking advantage of tonight. Him and Jacarius Timmons have been the 1-2 punch that Pine Tree has always, pretty much for a large majority of, the past, 4 to 5 seasons. We've seen some really good 1-2 punches for Pine Tree. They do a good job of doing that, as I think somebody took a timeout.
So a Texas semi-trailer timeout on the field? No.
No, they were just getting an injured player off the field.
Okay. So no pause in the action. We're not going anywhere. Man, Coach, we're going to get to play some bonus football next week.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Kind of selfish thinking that, we get to do this 3 years in a row, get that bonus football, that extra game, playing into that cold weather playoff type feel. We were talking about the weather earlier, and man, it's one of those things that you want to be spoiled, you want to be a little selfish. No Robin Hood mentality here. We definitely want to be playing extra football. Come early part of November, and man, you always dream of having that Thanksgiving practice.
Well, if you're playing football at Thanksgiving, you're doing the right things. Less than a minute to go. First quarter. Coach, that is one thing we haven't got to do. We haven't got to see a Pine Tree Thanksgiving week game.
Very close last year, and this year I guarantee these guys, this team, has their eyes set on it.
And that is going to be a Texas semi-trailer timeout on the field for the Pirates. Their first charge timeout of the first half. We'll take a timeout in the booth when we come back. 39 seconds to go, first quarter.
Juicy's Taco. Fresh food fast.
97% of trucking companies have less than 20 trucks. At Texas Semi-Trailers, we understand the challenges small business truckers face. We offer trailer leasing options on flatbed, step deck, and lowboy trailers. In addition to leasing, we have a service and alignment center located in White Oak. To set up a service appointment, call 903-984-5470 or visit TexasSemiTrailers.com.
All right. We are back. 39 seconds to go, first quarter. Pirates up 14-0 at Pirate Stadium. They've got the ball. Colton Croft at quarterback. Left side, they set up the pass back across to Roger Attaway. Incomplete, and right there on the coverage was Mika Tanksley.
Tanksley, if he would have played that in front, I think he could have had a good chance at a pick six.
I'm not sure what the breakdown was on that play. We're not going to worry about it too much. 3rd down and 12. These are good spots for the Pirates to be in tonight. So they get ready for next week's playoff game. Croft hands it off, misdirection, handoff. Misdirection, Attaway picks up some of the yards back, but it's still going to be 4th down, and the punt team will come on to the field.
Yeah, I think the quarter will end before they actually get out there, so no rush. I mean, you're up 2 scores, and you're playing with house money right now. And, you know, Palestine, you got to give it to them. You know, the coaches over there have to figure out ways to make it an interesting ball game. There's really nothing to play for other than, you know, the last ball game of the year. And, you know, other than a couple mistakes that have cost them a little bit here and there, Palestine's still putting up quite a bit of a fight, so that's a credit to them and their coaches.
Well, we still got a lot of fight left in this game. We're going to be headed to the second quarter. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll keep it'll be.
Juicy's Taco. Fresh food fast.
All right, let's try this again. We're back. It's going to be the second quarter. Get the words out of my mouth. Coach, that was a good first quarter, though, by the Pirates. I know we're about to punt, but good first quarter. Pirates up 14-0. Timmons with a 3-yard touchdown run early in the first, and then on the following drive, Desmond Williams, pick 6, takes it to the house. 14-0 is your score. Martin Medrano's kick goes left, and Medrano's been a nice weapon for the Pirates. Right here, though, Palestine with a good return down the right sideline.
Yeah,
That's Martin.
Yeah, not one of Martin's best punts right there. A little bit of lone drive. It looked like he caught it off the toe. Didn't really place it where he wanted to. And I mean, you know, to your point, Mike, he's been a very valuable asset, especially coming after Alex Morales, who did all the punting duties last year for Pine Tree. And so next year, Coach Bachman again is going to have to find another guy that can handle the punting duties and the kicking duties, because both Martin and Julian Ybarra are both seniors.
Do you think that's something that keeps coaches up at night, knowing that their kicker may be leaving next year, and it's like, oh my gosh, we're going to find a new kicker? Do you think that's something that may wake you up in the middle of the summer?
I don't know if it wakes them up, but I mean, it's definitely something to be worried about. I mean, you know, credit to Pat McAfee, who's been doing that kicking challenge on College Game Day every weekend.
Oh, it's Palestine into the red zone. And now down to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, and just showing like how tough it is. It's not just you can bring anybody off of the street to kick. I mean, there's an art to it. There's a science to it, and you know, to be one of the greats, you really got to perfect it.
Well, punting itself is such it's not valued enough. I think it's an undervalued part of the game. Last night's Thursday night football game, 15 punts.
Yeah.
I mean,
and 2 missed field goals. So I mean, it's a big part of the game, and luckily, we've had some really good punters and kickers come through Pine Tree. I mean, Brant Herber, Octavio Jaquez, Alex Morales, Edgar and Aaron Bocanegra. I mean, Lupe Vasquez. I mean, you got a whole slew of guys who have done a great job in and for Pine Tree.
You always wonder who those mystery men are going to be whenever the next season approaches. You just don't know who are those players going to be, especially in a rebuilding year, kind of like the Pirates this year in a rebuilding year.
Well, I kind of have a little bit of an inside track to that, just because everybody that I just named and all the guys that have been here for the last 7 to 8 years that I've been around, they all have been former Mud Dogs as well. So, they do a lot of kicking in December, but they put some time into being kickers and punters for the football team during the early months of August, September, and October.
All right, well, this is going to be Texas Semi-Trailers timeout for Palestine. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more football. Welcome back. 10:53 to go. Second quarter. Pirates up 14-0 in Longview, Texas at Pirate Stadium. Palestine, though, threatening as they work the ball into the red zone. Brown's going to be close to the first down marker. And we're going to see if they'll move the chains. They have not signaled yet. It looks like a first down.
Marking back a yard.
Yeah, they're not. But Coach, like we're just talking about how it's very difficult for a team to know what they're going to get. It's not dodgeball, right? Like you got 22 people on, that you have to start, and that's just your offense and defense.
Yeah.
Now a lot of guys go two ways. Reverse. And they said, Pirates pick it up though. We all pick this one up. That's Martin going backwards. Pirate defense.
There's just that former player and us coming out. We were always taught to, if you saw the reverse, you got to yell it out. So it's just instinct took over. Wow. But, man, and a heck of a play to do that. I mean, really and truly, you were third and short, and you went for a trick play to see if you could, I guess, score on that down. I mean, really and truly, they've been doing a good job with the zone read concept, and now it's 4th down and long. And what do you have to lose if you're Palestine? You got to go for it.
4th down and 9. Pirates looking for a stop on 4th down. Slant route. Nice pass by Brown. They're going to pick up the first down. Palestine, good play on 4th down. And a clutch play by the Wildcats. Now they're going to move into the red zone. Don Brooks on the reception. 1st down and 10, Wildcats.
Yeah, and earlier plays, he had been motioning Braylon Beckworth out of the backfield, but that time he kept him in like a bodyguard and had some added protection to get that pass off.
Second down for the Wildcats. Coach, I like how we did that on that reverse.
I think we helped him out.
Yeah, I think you're right. Until we've been doing this for a while. Second down and 8. Brown pitch. It's Beckworth. And they either, it's pretty much Beckworth, Brown, or Martin. Those are the 3 players that we see consistently getting the ball. For this Wildcat offense, Palestine's lone win this year coming against Maybank.
Yeah, Brooks and Beckworth are seniors. So you got to think that they're playing for a whole lot tonight too.
Brown's going to quarterback keeper.
Ooh, easy.
Was that Brayson Woods on the hit? And it's going to be a flag.
Yeah, he thought about it at first, but you know he had been out and he got hit. Not really sure how much, but there was a little bit of a contact out there, and so
I don't know. That may be helmet to helmet, Coach. It does not. I'm looking at this. It doesn't look like he was close. I don't think he was out of bounds yet. That was a hit, though. Brayson Woods.
Yeah, Brayson, one of those seniors for Pine Tree that has made a lasting impact here as we get ready to hear the call. Yeah.
He must have had a foot out of bounds.
Yeah.
Man, Brayson was moving quick, though. There was not really any pulling up.
You know, and he's a guy that's come in and he has accepted the Pirate way and came in and made an impact. I mean, a lot of people wondered how do you replace a Seth McFarland? And, you know, our answer this year was Brayson Woods.
First down and goal. London Brown keeps it, takes it around the left side, and the Wildcats are on the board. First time this evening.
Yeah, just a little unpolished right there on that drive, really and truly. I mean, you had them dead right. You had the big third down play that backed them up, and then you let them convert a 4th and long on a slant play, which, I mean, looked like it was pretty good man coverage. I think it was Rashad Wofford was just a little bit behind. And, I mean, credit to London Brown to get the ball right where he needed to, and picked up the first down, and then, you know, ended up in being a touchdown. Now this is a one-score game, and a game that a lot of people said, well, this one should be easy, this one should be done and over with. But, you know, kind of like you mentioned at the beginning of the game, you know, Pirates have to lock in, make sure they're focused on this game, and then worry about whoever comes out in the bye district next week.
We'll take a break here. After that Wildcat score, when we come back, more Pirate football. It's a beautiful Friday evening as the Palestine Wildcats get on the board for the first time tonight against your Pirates. Pirates, though, up 14-7. 7:58 to go, second quarter. Pirates trying to stay focused on this game as they got the playoffs coming up next week. Wildcats were working with a short field after a rare a short punt. They got a nice return on it, though. It was a return of about 35, 40 yards. Working with a short field. Palestine able to pick up the score. So 14-7. See Colton Croft coming onto the field. Coach, I like this color scheme for the Pirates. I know I've said it already, but I'm digging it. I like the white pants, blue jersey. Looks good.
Right now, Palestine is just kind of playing a little harder than the Pirates right now. Got to come with a little bit more intensity and a little bit more authority on that offensive line. And that offensive line has a couple of seniors, too, that'll be wanting to end their home tenure on this beautiful field, beautiful stadium on the right note.
Coach, going back to your days at Tatum, you had to get ready for some big playoff games, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, and you know, I guess you know that's the deal. You know, back then it's very spoiled. I don't think I ever not made the playoffs when I was in high school.
Now Tatum had some really good teams. Good catch, right there on the reception.
Desmond Williams.
Desmond Williams having a good night.
He's looking to make his cast for Pine Tree Live Player of the Game.
Coach, and who were your impact players tonight?
Impact players were. I thought they were all seniors. Chris Nichols and Dalen Montgomery definitely seniors, but Rashad Wofford, we're lucky to know that he is a junior. So one of the interception leaders in East Texas will be coming back next year, as he is.
He's got to be close to being one of the state leaders. 8 interceptions on the season, right?
Yeah, and we'll see if you can get one tonight.
And look who's trying to get one right here. That's Timmons with a big run down to the 22-yard line. So nice pickup for the Pirates. That's going to be a gain of 38 yards. Timmons, nice job running. Already a touchdown tonight. Big run right there. Pirates in business, first down and 10.
Yeah, Timmons is another one of those underclassmen. He's also a junior, so he'll be looking to fill the shoes with somebody else because the guy that just checked in for him, number 6, Roger Attaway, is a senior. So let's see what Roger does on this play. I'm pretty sure Coach Bachman's going to want to get him some touches.
Attaway on the right side of Croft. He will get the handoff. Flag on the field.
I think it was offsides. I think the defensive end on this side was lined up in the neutral zone.
So all right, Palestine offsides.
Yeah, well, the referee's walking the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Starting at the line of scrimmage. You know, Mike, usually during these games, especially during district, we've always done games around the district. But right now, I mean, really and truly, there's nothing around the district that really plays into what we have going on here and what's going to happen, transpire into next week. So really, when truly here in a minute, we'll look at districts, the games around the district in our by district.
Yeah, it's funny. Everybody in the district waiting to see what the other district does tonight.
Yes.
So what district is it? 9, 4A?
We're 9.
We're 9.
And so we're playing 8.
Okay.
And so looking at games around their district, that's the matchups tonight. Bridge City, who is number 1, but again, it's a four-way tie for first place. Bridge City is up 3-0 over Huffman. And then in the other game, LCM is down 13-21 to Lumberton. So Lumberton kind of giving LCM all they want.
I think I saw somebody in the chat kind of gave a good summary earlier. If you want to scroll up in the chat on YouTube, you can see someone gave a nice breakdown of nothing official. It looks like it was a pretty good breakdown. Put some thought into that.
Yeah, and really and truly, I mean, it's a tale of two cities, really, because of the fact of the matter that you have with us, our district standings were pretty much in stone after last week's games, but we're in a district, we're going up against the district where those games aren't, and I think we were kind of in the same spot last year.
All right, we're going to take a break here at Pirate Stadium. We come back, 5:02 left, second quarter.
How many of you have read a review before you went to eat at a restaurant or stayed at a hotel, right? Looking at your listings, they start kind of seeing what's out there, educating themselves on your social media. Is your business fit their niche? You know, some people, but keep your
Pirates in the Forrest Williams Edward Jones red zone. Second down at the 8-yard line. Need to get to the 1. Williams in motion, already having a good night. Croft looking his way, but he's going to hand off to Timmons. Timmons is going to take it in for a PDQ America PT TD Pine Tree touchdown, second of the night for 23.
Timmons is seeing all of Williams' production and saying, not so fast, my friend. I would like to also be Pine Tree Live's player of the game. And in this game, especially with these seniors playing the way that they're playing, and right now it looks like 2 juniors taking all the honors right now, but really and truly the biggest thing for Pine Tree and for the Pirates is to come out of this game healthy and make sure you send off a good tape, some good film for whoever we play next week to have to study up a little bit. And right there, I'm just referencing that swinging gate right there. That's something else that's going to take some time out of that practice next week for whoever we face.
Palestine very much offsides. But we see it's a new thing in football. I think everybody's like trying to pick up on the hand because there's a hand movement typically that the holder makes, and it seems like teams are trying to tee off on that.
Yeah, I mean, this year I think I've seen more blocked field goals in college and in the NFL. I mean, it's not just a for sure thing if you get inside the 30 to make the field goal. I mean, I think I've seen a lot of blocked field goals, and then also I've seen a bunch of longer field goals as well.
So Barra going to try it again. Sneaks in the right side. So Pirates, after the Timmons, his second touchdown of the night. 21-7 is your score. 4:58 to go, second quarter. Pirates looking good this evening.
All across East Texas and around the world, former Kilgore College students are working hard for their best life. They're building a brighter future. They're moving in the right direction. They're in powerful positions. And they're superheroes protecting and serving. If you're ready to work for your best life, put Kilgore College to work for you.
Ahoy and welcome back. Jakaris Timmons has the Pirates up 21-0. His second touchdown of the evening comes from 8 yards out. He's got a touchdown from 3 and 8, and he had a big 40-yard run on that possession for the Pirates. So they put it into the end zone. Desmond Williams also has a pick 6. Pirates up 21-7 on the Wildcats. Palestine comes in 1 and 8. Pirates 5 and 4. Looking to get to 6 and 4 before the playoffs next week. Looking good right now, 21-7. Thanks for tuning in to the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. A nice return right here for the Wildcats, breaking some tackles. Desarion Cummings. Running tough out to the 22-yard line. No lack of fight for Palestine. They're playing a tough game. Giving the Pirates a good match for the Pirates tonight. But they are a bit overmatched. Pirates this is a very good football team, and they have progressively been playing better every single week. I thought last week, even though it wasn't a loss, was one of the best games. Maybe it was the best game I've seen in the second half. That was the best half of football I've seen the defense play this season.
Yeah, definitely. I think I would almost echo that. I mean, of course, having the win would probably have put the staple in it, but definitely thought it was one of the best games for our defense. And our offense just, a couple mistakes here and there, and the ball's out right there.
Pirates did not look like they got on top of it.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that was missing from our defense was maybe one more turnover. I know Dalen Montgomery, who was last week's Pine Tree Player of the game, got an interception. It was a big interception, kind of put the Pirates into a position to really make it more of a game. And they went on to go and score on that possession and make it a one-possession game. Just didn't have that one more possession, and that's what I'm saying. I think if the defense would have had one more interception or fumble recovery, I think it really made it maybe a win, but definitely put the staple on it being the best game for Pine Tree defensively.
Well, and that's a good point, Coach. Whenever I say their best performance, it may not have been like the loudest performance, like Wofford's three interception game, pick 6 in the second half. What an awesome game that was for Wofford early in the season. That was a home game. Who are we playing, Coach?
I think we're playing Dallas Carter.
Dallas Carter, that's right. Wofford had 3 interceptions in that game. But just all in all, I thought Lindell was has been one of the best offensive opponents that we've played this season outside of Kilgore. And the Pirates locked them down in the second half. When they scored going into halftime, big pass, even a bigger hit. Brayson Woods, Boston Johnson, Starsky and Hutch out there.
You got some guys that, if you come across that middle, just be ready. They're looking to lay down the law a little bit if you come through that middle. Some hard hitting coming from those guys. Brayson Woods, just a crazy guy inside the middle of that defense, and right there, goodness gracious, on a blitz, took on a block, and then went straight down the line and made the play. I mean, he's a very violent player. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, he is looking for contact on anything. He doesn't try to evade a block. I mean, he's going to run through the block and then try to go make the tackle.
There's just some football players that like to hit, and you can tell Woods is one of those guys. 3rd down and 11. Pirates trying to get a stop after giving up a score on their pass possession. Wildcats were working with a short field. Scored nonetheless. Deep pass, Brown. Left side sails out of bounds. Coverage by Boston Johnson. That pass intended for DeAndre Turner. So 4th down. The punt team will come back onto the field for the Wildcats. This will be the 3rd time we've seen them punt this evening.
Really like the secondary, and I've been a big fan of the secondary from the first game. I'm really and truly, being tested, battle tested against, the likes of Gilmer, Dallas Carter, who was really athletic on the perimeter. Our secondary has done a great job. When you talk about them, you can't go 1 or 2 names without saying a big primetime player for Pine Tree. Boston Johnson, Desmond Williams, Rashad Wofford, Coach Newsom and Coach Rockwell have done a great job with that secondary.
Yeah, good punt. We see Boston Johnson trying to run it down. He needs to get on top of that, and he does. Whew, what a mishap.
Yeah. Don't know if he didn't know if he actually touched it or if they thought that he actually touched it, so he went to go try to catch it on the bounce. And luckily, that's, it's not going to be a good look for Pine Tree, but at least it doesn't turn into a turnover, and that would have been a very dreadful turnover to turn it over right there on the 5.
Yeah, it looked like the punt was sailing over his head, and he turned around and maybe tried to catch it like a receiver, and I'm not so sure it didn't hit his hand, and that's why he started trying to run it down the way that he was, because I think if it had just went over his head, I don't think he would have messed with it, but I think he may have touched it. But either way, good job by Johnson to get back on top of it. It's hard to say where that punt would have landed, so I'm not going to say they would have had a loss of yardage there. But either way, 1st down and 10. Pirates at their own 5-yard line. This is the worst starting field position of the night. They don't care. Tough running. They look like Timmons.
Yeah, and number 77, Jeremiah Allison, sophomore offensive lineman for the Pirates. He had his man 10 yards down the field. That's some good blocking right there from the Pine Tree offensive line.
Coach, the offensive line's really a unit we have not talked enough about this season. First few games, they were trying to find their footing. The offensive line for the Pirates last year was phenomenal.
Yeah, when you got guys like Peyton Davis and that kind of lead that charge in that offensive line. You had Prophet Highshaw as well. There were some really big shoes to fill, and right now the Pirates are doing a good job filling them with, guys like Anthony Akemi, Jeremiah Allison, guys who are very much, coming into their own. I think they just had to figure out the combination of offensive line at the very beginning, and I think for the most part they figured it out, and I think it's kind of shown in, the run game and even in the passing game. I really, there's not a whole lot of games that I can think of where I say Croft was, sacked a whole lot. He might have been under pressure here and there, but I don't think there's a whole lot of he hasn't been sacked a whole lot of times.
Coach,
that might be a little bit of Croft.
I'll go back to the Van game. I think is when it was not a strong game for the Pirate offense, and the offensive line did not look good that game. Croft was constantly under pressure. He was throwing off his back foot. We saw, I think, maybe 3 interceptions in that game. Big change from Van. I would love to see this Pirate team play Van now. I think Van would have a tough time with this Pirate team now.
Yeah, run it back with Van, Gilmer. And even the games versus Kilgore and Lindell, are games that I'd kind of like to see again. And, if we're lucky, I think, if our paths cross in the playoffs, meaning both us and somebody else from our district has had some pretty good runs, then maybe we will.
And there is some potential to get to play some of the teams that we have already played this year, starting round 3 of the playoffs. The last game of regular season. It was senior night earlier this evening. 3rd down and 4. Croft, left side. He's going deep. Let's go, Wofford. Wofford trying to make the one-handed grab. Man, he was getting
Yeah, but
he was getting a lot of things on this near sideline. No call.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a first down anyways. There's a little bit of laundry on the field, and I think the sideline ref is indicating offsides on the defense. So I think I think he had a free play, and I think that's why he let it fly.
Well, I like seeing Croft letting it fly. We haven't got to see him pass it down the field too much tonight.
No, and definitely not, especially with the job that, Jacarius and Attaway are doing. I mean, there's no really big need to. I mean, and you were right. You were kind of right on the Van game. He threw 2 interceptions in that game. He threw 3 against Carter.
Okay.
And then after that, they kind of started dwindling down, and really he's gone 3 games back to back where he hasn't thrown any interceptions.
I think that's a testament, though, to Coach Bachman and their staff making the adjustments. They've definitely made adjustments with this offensive line, and I'm not talking about taking players out, putting new players in. They've built this offense to work for this team. And, I mean, Coach Bachman, an offensive-minded coach. He was the offensive coordinator here at the Pirates. Coach Lane was the head coach.
Yeah, I definitely think he understands the type of player we have, not just, in one aspect. I think in all aspects he understands the type of talent we have on the edges and the playmakers that we can have, but he also understands the kind of grit that our offensive line have.
Pirates just trying to run this out before halftime. Stay tuned for the Kilgore College halftime show. Coming up next here on the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. As the clock continues to run, it does look like this is going to take us all the way down to half. No coaches are signaling for timeouts, and we're going to take a stroll into the locker room. We're going to take a break here in the broadcast booth. It's the Kilgore College halftime show. We'll have a performance by the Wildcat Band as well as the Pine Tree Pirate Band. So stay tuned. Both bands performing here on the Kilgore College halftime show. You'll notice there's a little ticker at the bottom of your screen. That is the time until the third quarter. So just check that out, and we'll be back with you soon. Enjoy the Kilgore College halftime show.
All across East Texas and around the world, former Kilgore College students are working hard for their best life. They're building a brighter future. They're moving in the right direction. They're in powerful positions. And they're superheroes protecting and serving. If you're ready to work for your best life, put Kilgore College to work for you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare to be entertained by the Palestine High School award-winning Kit Kat drill team. Officers for the Kit Kats are Junior Lieutenant Mallory Garcia, Senior Lieutenant Alexi Gutierrez, Senior Lieutenant Bernice Medrano, Senior First Lieutenant Cadison Sanchez, Senior Captain Kelsey Moore. The Kit Kat of the week honor goes to Tonight, the Kit Kats will be performing a palm routine to My Sharona. Tonight, the pride of Palestine, the Wildcat High School Band, will present their award-winning marching show, Bayou Rhythms, in memory and celebration of lifelong band member and close friend to all, Joseph Bader. Joseph was a trumpet player and a member of the front ensemble. The band is under the field direction of head drum major Madeline Estrada and Angel Wilson. The band members of the week are senior tuba player Jose Salinas, sophomore front ensemble member Ryan Sosnowski, clarinet player Kaden Ramos, and freshman trumpet, saxophone, and clarinet players Joshua Barrios, Elena Hernandez, and Allison DeLuna. The section of the week is the bass clarinets. color letters under the direction of Shelby Witt. The Wildcat Band would like to thank the administration, band boosters, band parents, and community for their continuous support. Go Wildcats!
High School at Pine Tree ISD are proud to present the award-winning Pirate Precision Royalty. The officers from left to right are Assistant Lieutenant Abigail Flores, Captain Alexis Hernandez, and Senior Lieutenant Chloe Rainbow. The social officers are President Cameron Taylor, Secretary Mia Cervantes, Historian Aubrey Murphy, and Chaplain Esme Solario. Dance of the Week is Celeste Baker, and Spear Member of the Week is Mariah Berlanga. And now for your halftime entertainment, Precision will perform a kick routine to choose your fighter.
Oh my God, is that correct?
And now, under the field direction of drum majors Zoe Celadon and Sean Rackley, Pine Tree High School and Pine Tree Independent School District are proud to present the Pine Tree High School Marching Band. Our 2025 show is entitled Rise and embodies humanity's enduring spirit to overcome obstacles, climb over barriers, and soar into the heavens. Pieces included in this year's show include What's a Rum K, October by Eric Whitaker, and Flight to Paradise, Shostakovich's 10th Symphony, and Rise by Andra Day. As a special treat for tonight's performance, we honor our senior class. You'll be able to spot them as they are dressed a little differently. Congratulations are in order to the Pride Marching Band for their performance at the UIL 4A State Marching Championship in San Antonio this past Wednesday. Out of 250 4A bands in the state of Texas, they placed 15th overall. This company is the best we've seen in 35 years, and we are so proud of the Pride Marching Band. Now, if you would direct your attention to the 50-yard line as we recognize and announce the 2025 Pine Tree Band Bow and Band Sweetheart. The 2025 Band Bow is Dinkens. And the 2025 Band Sweetheart is Zoe Bowers. Let's hear it one more time for the Pine Tree Pride Marching Band and Color Guard. Marchers of the year are Julius Escobar, Maria Sanchez, and Giovanni Gutierrez. Our member of the year is Abby Ward. Directors of the Pride Marching Band are Mark Perry, Jason R. Smith, Aaron Hamburg, Colin Hill, Terrence Ward, and Sydney Robinson.
Welcome back. It's the second half of the Pine Tree Pirates and the Palestine Wildcats. This is the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. Thank you for tuning in to the Kilgore College halftime show. Thank you to the Pride for their performance. They got 15th in state this past week out of over 200 bands. So congratulations to the Pirate Band. The Pride, we get to see them every Friday night on the Kilgore College halftime show.
Yeah, Pine Tree's having a lot of success this year in all aspects. I mean, just, reiterating kind of what we have in the past. Tennis made postseason, won a round, went into the area round. Volleyball got into the postseason since the first time since 2019. Football's going to make the postseason. Band made it all the way to state. Cross country made it all the way to state. A lot of success at Pine Tree. It's been a whole lot of fun, and man, hoping that the winter and spring sports can continue the trend.
Pirates starting on their own 40-yard line. Try to pick up where they left off in the first half. Timmons, strong run, picking up right where he left off. Pick up a 17 yards. Pirates already across midfield on their first play of the second half. 21-7 is your score. Pirates, Jacarius Timmons, 2 touchdowns in the first half, one from 3 yards, the other from 8. And Desmond Williams added a pick 6 in the first quarter. London for the Wildcats had their lone touchdown of the game. It's London Brown at quarterback for the Wildcats this evening. That's their lone touchdown. So 21-7 is the score. Hanging out, getting ready for next week where the Pirates will be on the road for the first round of the playoffs. Trying to stay focused, though, on this game. So far, so good. Coach Bachman's got them locked in, playing good football this evening. And, Coach, some of the things you look for are mistakes, mental mistakes, flags, penalties, and so far, so good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to piggyback off of on you, is to mention that Pine Tree went penalty-free in the first half, 0 penalty yards in the first half, and that is to complement everything else they had going on in the first half, I mean, total yards, 159 yards, and 56 of those yards were from Timmons, who's having a pretty good night, you know, pretty much closing in on the century mark for Pine Tree. You know, Pine Tree didn't do a whole lot of passing, only 64 yards. Colton Croft going 4 for 5, so his percentage is definitely up. And I think as the year has gone on, Colton, you know, he's passing at about a 58%, you know, which isn't bad for a high school quarterback.
Something I've noticed out of the Pirate team this year too, it seems like they're a lot more emotion. And especially tonight, we're seeing motion almost on every play.
Yeah, and kind of like, you know, we mentioned last week against Lindale. Lindale always had emotion and everything. And I think that's what, you know, play callers now, especially ones as seasoned as Coach Cochran and Coach Bachman for us at Pine Tree, do to kind of give their quarterbacks more of a read. You know, if you see something adjust or a man go for man, I mean, it's kind of, especially with the quarterbacks now, they're real quick to pick up on man or what type of coverage they're going to be going up against and where the ball needs to go to in a hurry.
On second down, Pirates get close to the marker, and they'll pick up the first down. It's a good piece of running by Timmons. Offensive line getting a good push this evening. We've seen them develop strong this season. First down and 10. Pirates about in the Forrest Williams, Edward Jones red zone. Timmons down to the 15-yard line, pick up a 6.
Yeah, and as we keep on going, I think you're going to see a pretty heavy dosage of Timmons, a little bit of Roger Attaway, you know, it being a senior night, you know, wanting to give him a little love on senior night. But you probably, as we keep going a little bit farther and farther, I think you'll see number 28, Calvin Casey, come in to help spill the load for a Pine Tree team that right now doesn't need to put the ball in the air for no big reason. So just a heavy dosage of counter, zone, and this offensive line right now is teeing off on this Palestine Wildcat that's, you know, kind of looking at that clock and saying, man, you know, it's going to be a long trip home, no playoffs. What are we really doing here? You know, it starts kind of creeping in your mind, and right now they're just getting the life sucked out of them just for the mere fact, I mean, it's just 4 yards, 5 yards, first down, 4 yards, and Pine Tree's doing a great job right now.
First down and goal, 8-yard line, Croft. Timmons looking for the hat trick to the 7-yard line. Coach, I will tell you, as somebody who played at a school that didn't make the playoffs, I have to disagree with you, which doesn't happen often on air.
Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that part.
No. But, Coach, I'll tell you, the last 2 quarters of your career when you're a senior, whether you're losing or winning, you just want to get in the game because you know that since you were 5, 6 years old playing football with your family on Thanksgiving or with your buddies in the front yard that, you know, for a lot of kids, it's about to come to an end. And so a lot of kids are looking at that clock right now saying, man, I hope that I can get in this game or get to play one more time. And that, Coach, I mean, tonight, do you think at some point we will start to see more seniors on the field?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, not to give in, you know, the standard is still the standard and the objective is still the objective. You want to get out of this game with a win, but more than anything, you want to get out of it healthy. You definitely don't need to chance anything that, you know, that will hinder your playoff chances because, you know, in the playoffs, you know, there are no bad teams in the playoffs. I've said that over and over again that, you know, oh, well, we want to play this person, we want to play that person. Really and truly, those 4 teams that we may face in the playoffs in the first round, they're all good teams. They're all there for a reason. And so Pine Tree is really going to have to make sure to get out healthy, but also get out, you know, a little polished as well. You know, make sure that, you know, we know what to call when there's a 5-down look against us and we're running counter. What, you know, a play call right here could do. What is our best play from 4th down right now, and that's what Pine Tree's looking at. You know, when you need to punch the ball into the end zone, you know, what do you call on a 4th down play?
4th and goal. Midway through the third quarter. And let's see who wants to talk it over. It's a timeout on the field.
Palestine.
Wildcats going to take their first Texas Semi-Trailers timeout. We'll take a timeout in the booth when we come back. 4th and goal, Pirates. Goal for the Pirates. 5:35 to go, third quarter. Thank you to some of our sponsors: Vera Bank, Energy Well Fab, Veteran Pride AC and Heat, Juicy's Taco, and United Rental. Thank you for your support of Pirate football this season and the Pine Tree Live broadcast. Shotgun formation, 4th and goal. Croft looks left, rolling out to the end zone. PDQ America, PT, TD, Pine Tree touchdown. His second of the night. First on offense, Desmond Williams.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pick between Desmond Williams and Ja'Carrius Timmons for Pine Tree Live Player of the Game. They're putting on a show tonight. Both of them 2 touchdowns apiece, really good stats, and a really good night for the Pine Tree Pirates.
One of the Pine Tree students having some fun on the camera.
And as we're still kind of looking around the district, in the game between Bridge City and Huffman Hargrove, Bridge City losing right now to Hargrove 14-10, and that's at halftime. And then Lumberton up kind of big. 2-score game against Little Cypress Mauriceville. Lumberton up 28-16. So if math serves me right,
Bridge City, though, down to the 2-yard line. So Bridge City's about to get on the board unless they're in the black uniforms. Over on NFHS. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us. It's not on. You don't want to go watch that game.
yeah, I think they are not in black because I think Hargrave are the Falcons. And
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, they're at Huffman. Yeah, Bridge City at their 2-yard line gets stuffed at the 4, so first down and goal for them.
So really and truly, Bridge City wins that game, then that takes them out of the running for an opponent we could, because I think they would win the district if they win that game.
Who would, Huffman?
Bridge City.
Oh, Bridge City would, if they win the game.
If they win the game, that would take them out of the running for somebody we would play first round, because that would give them the district championship, and we would not play the number 1 seed. We would play the number 2. And so then it would be a mathematical game of who do we play. Well, it actually would be the winner of Lumberton and LCM.
Notice Sabara's not kicking it deep this evening. That's the 3rd time that they have kicked it to Metters.
Yeah, I think really just working on everything. I mean, kind of like a PGA player, just working on his chip game. You don't know what you're going to see in the rounds of the playoffs. And like I said, they're all good teams, so they might have a pretty dynamic kick returner that you don't want to kick to. And so Coach Rock just getting a little bit of extra practice with his kicker, making sure that he knows how to pick the spots, because we all know he can go deep with it.
And Pirates, quick off the snap, get in the backfield, and wrapping up the tackle is Jatavian Sonia. So Sonia, nice tackle. They take London to the ground. 2nd down.
Be interesting to see Coach Blanco and the looks that he gives, also trying to make sure that he gives those playoff coaches a little bit something to watch. A little 3 down right there, and Brayson Woods shooting the gap.
So Bridge City trying to get in the end zone. Huffman holding. Third down. Palestine. London Brown, the quarterback for the Wildcats, sophomore. Hands off. And he's having a good night right there. That's Beckworth off to the races. Boston Johnson going for the shoestring tackle, not going to get it. So Beckworth has a hole in this Pirate defense and takes it to the house. That was a good play. 72-yard touchdown run for Beckworth. 28-13.
Yeah, I think Brayson just got caught up in a blitz. He came shooting the A gap, and running back just took advantage of the hole that he vacated and found the seam and right down the middle.
So extra point up and good. So Wildcats hanging around. 28-14 is your score, third quarter. .355 to go, third quarter. Pirates up 28-14. But Braylon Beckworth of the Wildcats, 72-yard touchdown run. Keeps Palestine in the middle of this game. Pirates can't doze off. Playing good football. I want to give the impression that they are. Not yet. Good run back. Nice. Got across midfield. That's Roger Attaway on the return. Taking it down to the Wildcat 42-yard line. Nice return.
Yeah, I really liked Attaway in the return game. He's done an amazing job. We know what kind of runner he is, and he's just as dynamic and return game as well. I really enjoyed watching him do that.
Huffman did stop Bridge City at the goal line. So Bridge City was down had first and goal at the 3, not able to get in the end zone. That score remains 14-10, Huffman. So this next 45 minutes to an hour are going to tell us a lot. Now, I don't know if the Bridge City game will be over by the time we sign off here. We're going to stay with you as long as we can. But this game got started a little after this game, and really Pirates played good ball control on their first possession, held it over half of the quarter. Now 3:46 to go, third. Pirates with their second drive of the second half. First down and 10. Timmons, right side, picks up 3.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Timmons get over the century mark before he gives way to anybody else on the sideline. You know, right now, coming into this game, Timmons was 441 yards, and you would think, well, that's not a whole lot for a running back, but then you look at Roger Attaway, who's at 470 yards, and Coach Bachman's done a great job of really evening out the load for both of these running backs who have been dynamic in any game that they wanted to be.
Second down and 7. Crofts pass low. That pass intended for Williams. Man, he's got a target on Williams tonight.
He does, and really and truly, I mean, you've seen that in some of the games here recently. I mean, you know, Ashton Valentine would, you know, have 1 or 2 catches, and then the next game he'd pop off for 7, you know, like he did against Chapel Hill, you know. And so when he gets into a rhythm, I mean, when you show that you can catch the ball and you can catch the ball in traffic, I mean, Colton Croft definitely going to go to you.
3rd down and 7. There's that arm from Croft. Oh. Oh.
We're going to want that one back.
Rashad Wofford incomplete on 3rd down. Offense going to stay on the field.
I think Pine Tree's going to get bailed out. I think Palestine was offsides again.
All right, so free play for Croft. Man, that was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was thinking I hadn't really seen Coach Bachman really go for a go route on 3rd and long like that. And I guess, you know, Croft has been really good at that all year. He's known when he can take a shot and he has a free play. He's been very Aaron Rodgers-esque with that.
3rd down and 2. This time a handoff up the middle. Timmons breaks away. 5. Touchdown. So Timmons with his 3rd PDQ America PTTD of the night. Pirates up 34-14.
What a game for Timmons, and that will definitely put him over the century mark and 3 touchdowns. What a game by Ja'Carrius Timmons, and what a game by the offensive line. You see Timmons going to the end zone, but the guys that made that happen are the 5 to 6 guys that are on the line blocking for him. And those guys, you know, we don't give them enough praise as we go in for the 2-point conversion. Don't get it. Oh, we do.
So Pirates do pick up the 2-point conversion.
Yeah. Oh, Coach Bachman's saying this is not just for show. We'll run it, and you got to prepare for it. What a good job, and great focus by that offensive line. That offensive line has to get set, cross the ball, make sure they're on side, and make sure they tee off right when that ball is snapped. And good job for Pine Tree. You know, a little bit of a letdown by letting Palestine score, but making it up right there with a good drive that had a little bit of everything and a 2-point conversion to boot.
So Pirates looking good in this second half. Yeah, nice return. Set him up with a short field, and Ja'Carrius Timmons 34-yard touchdown run. So 3 yards, 8 yards, and 34 yards. Him and Desmond Williams getting all the scoring tonight. You'd think it was junior night.
Yeah, Timmons at 16 carries for 123 yards.
And we've seen Timmons really come on the last 5 weeks, Coach.
Oh, definitely so. I mean, really and truly, he's kind of spearheaded a little bit of this 1-2 punch with him and Attaway. I mean, but again, you can't have one without the other. They've done such a great job of playing off one another. You know, Attaway had a big night against Gilmer, and then, you know, he's been here and there. 64 yards, 69 yards, 92 yards against Henderson. So he's done such a great job, and he's also a threat out of the backfield, and we've seen that as well. Ball out, and we're going.
So Pirates are going to get it in. On top of that, a face mask. So coming up with the fumble recovery is Calvin Casey, the junior. So on the kickoff return, look like making first contact was Homer.
Yeah, he made first contact, but I'm telling you, Anthony Anderson finished it off, the senior. Man, what a hit. And that's what popped the ball out. And that'll be one of those extra possessions we were talking about that were missing from the Lindale game. Right there, Pine Tree with an extra possession, getting that fumble recovery. Those defensive coaches and special teams coaches are going to be very happy about that.
Bridge City was driving again. Huffman got another stop in their own territory. So Bridge City not able to get on the scoreboard again, deep into Huffman territory. Huffman got the ball again. 14-10, third quarter. Huffman's got the ball at their own 30-yard line. First down and 10 here, though. Croft after the fumble on the kickoff. This is where the Pirates can really do some work. 36-14, 2:30 to go. They've almost held the ball the entire third quarter. Wildcats briefly had it. Had a really nice offensive possession. Braylon Beckworth took it 72 yards for the touchdown. So Wildcats have some good athletes on their team. London Brown, you can tell he's an athletic quarterback. Only a sophomore, so a name we'll probably be hearing in the future. We'll see after district realignment this spring. Second down, Timmons. So it's Sonia at running back. And the second effort, no, they're not going to give him the second effort. So down at the 6. So we don't see Timmons in the game at running back. Does look like he's on the sideline getting a breather. So Timmons, great night. We're getting something sorted out here on the field. Coach, you know what's going on?
I think a sideline warning. Referees ushering the coaches back to the sideline.
Huffman Hargrave with a big play. Circus catch, end zone. Huffman touchdown. So 14-10. It's going to be 20-10. Huffman on top of Bridge City. After that touchdown reception, circus catch.
So right
really
now,
a nice play.
Right now, that would probably put Bridge City, if everything kind of falls the way it is, I think Bridge City would play Lindell.
In Lindell.
Yep. Second year in a row that Bridge City would have to travel quite a ways. And, I mean, we're in the same boat this year.
Lindell had nice facilities last week.
Oh, it's a nice day. It's an amazing stadium. They've done a whole lot of good work on there. Nice facilities and a good game.
But the food at Pirate Stadium by the Pirate Culinary Team, tough to beat. Chicken and waffles this evening. Always doing it right. Here at Pirate Stadium. 1:15 to go. Third quarter. Third down and 1. Sonia, nope, Croft keeps it, and he puts it on the ground. And that is the first really mistake we've seen the Pirates make tonight. That recovery is going to be by Jakari McKinley for the Wildcats. So tough break, Pirates. Close to scoring. Making it a 40-burger instead. 36-14 still the score with 1:11 to go third quarter. Wildcats going to try to make it a 2-possession game on this drive. Still a lot of football to play. So Pirates, everything was going their way. Face a little adversity here. Still up 3 scores, though, in the game, 22 points. First down and 10, Wildcats. Yeah, Lumberton's up 28-16 on Little Cypress. So right now, Lumberton and Hargrave both.
Yeah, I think that puts the Pirates at Hargrave if everything works out the way that it's working out.
And I hear Lumberton and Hargrave both have very nice stadiums. So Pirates, you know, if you're going to go on the road, might as well be comfortable. Looking for a long trip. This will be their longest trip since Dallas Carter last year. And before that, they played Lovejoy. This will be the furthest trip that the Pirates have made, though. There's a snap. And they're whistling this dead, and the Pirates defense, there's a few guys. The running back's just running for his life out there. They blow the whistle. So we'll see what the call is. 3rd down and 12. They're going to let it go all the way in to the 4th quarter. So we're going to switch sides of the field. Let you take a break at home. Don't go anywhere, though. 4th quarter, Wildcats trying to make this a 2-possession game. A lot of football to play. Pine Tree Live. More football coming up next.
Capture the world from new heights with M6 Drones and Media. We are your one-stop shop for all things media, offering top-notch aerial photography and videography services that will elevate your content to the next level. Whether it's capturing breathtaking landscapes, covering events with our expert event photography, or even live broadcasting, we've got you covered. With our state-of-the-art equipment and skilled team, your vision will come to life like never before. Let us take your storytelling to new heights.
Welcome back to Pirate Stadium. It's the start of the 4th quarter. Pirates up 36-14 on the Palestine Wildcats here at Pirate Stadium on a beautiful East Texas night amongst the pines. Coach, that moon is right at the 50-yard line. The moon is just hovering over us right now, looking beautiful.
It's an all-around good night for high school football. The season's kind of come to an end. We know a lot of teams are getting ready to start their basketball seasons. Girls basketball has already kind of started with their scrimmages. And about 3 weeks, soccer teams get to start their practice.
Is the soccer coach excited about soccer practice?
Definitely he is. But definitely wouldn't mind seeing Pine Tree play into us having to reschedule a couple of things here and there.
So 4th down for the Wildcats, and they're going to bring the punt team on the field. Yeah, that deep in your own territory, tough to go for it, even down 3 scores. So 4th down and 4, punt team comes on for Palestine. Yeah, Palestine, they go for it right there. They would be flirting with disaster. And there's the punt. Boston Johnson puts it on the turf. Is he going to get it? He does come up with it. So Boston Johnson got some Butterfingers for the Pirates right now. Going to have to shake that. Get it all out of our system this week, Coach.
Yeah, we need to. I mean, a little bit under 11 minutes to play. I mean, Coach Bachman definitely wants to make sure that we're doing what we can to be as polished as we can going into the first round of playoffs, no matter who we end up getting.
Either way, Coach, I'll be keeping the faith in this Pirate team. 36-14, 10:57 to go, 4th quarter. See Croft still at quarterback. Now at running back is Calvin Casey, the junior. So Casey, I don't think we've seen him play any running back this year, Coach, have we?
Henderson, he got the late carries against Henderson. I think he even punched it in for a touchdown against Henderson.
Okay. Henderson game, you handled the play-by-play for the Henderson game. I got to listen to a little bit of that. You did a good job.
Appreciate it. You learn from the best. Learn a couple of things sitting on your right side.
10:15 to go, 4th quarter, 2nd down and 8. Casey to midfield. Coach, is it crazy to think that they're in field goal range for Aubrey, the Cowboys kicker? I know that's not has anything to do with this game. I'm just like looking at it thinking, man, that's where the Cowboys have been kicking field goals from.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm actually a big fan of it, considering that he was, once an MLS player and then said, why not give kicking a chance? And he's proved to be one of the best kickers in the NFL right now. So I kind of hope that sometimes that the Cowboys get stopped on fourth down near midfield, so we can see if he tries to make a long field goal.
Is that transition harder than it sounds? I mean, a simple, me being like simple-minded football, I'm like, hey, if you kick a soccer ball, why can't all soccer players just kick a football?
Well, if you're at Pine Tree, you definitely have that mentality, considering your last 4 or 5 kickers, and probably even before then, have all been soccer players. And the mentality is not that much different. I mean, there is a different sweet spot to a football than there is a soccer ball. A soccer ball, you can definitely make it do a bunch of crazy different things. Football, it's definitely a whole lot harder, but not too hard for Martin Medrano, who gets a really good punt.
Nice. Inside the 10-yard line, Medrano's punt. He's going to pin the Wildcats deep in their own territory. Just under 9 minutes to go here at Pirate Stadium. I wonder how, if you went across the state, what percentage of the kids that are kickers are also playing on their high school's varsity soccer team?
And I mean, it's probably a high percentage. I mean, I remember one of my first Sunday meetings with Coach Lane. He was talking to all the football coaches in his office, and he made the comment, hey, I think we're playing Lindale. I want to say it was either Lindale or Nacogdoches, somebody, and Coach Lane made the comment, they have a real good soccer program, so that means they have a really good kicker. They're going to, they're going to be really good in kickoff and field goals and PATs, and that comment's always stuck with me.
Right there, getting the tackle for the Pirates in the backfield. He's laying on the ground. I got to get his number. There he is. I should have saw that. Roger Attaway with the tackle. Coach, don't see Roger on defense very often.
Yeah, I mean, he's a jack of all trades, special teams, defense, running back. I mean, he really is one of those five-tool players for the Pine Tree Pirates. Has been for much of the season. Like I said, he had a huge game, 194 yards against Gilmer.
Which I like seeing that, because that means Timmons is opening him up to be able to play on the defensive side of the ball. Dinkens, as we mentioned, coming on strong these last few weeks at the running back position. 3 touchdowns tonight for the junior. The trifecta, 34, 8, and 3. Desmond Williams, 2 touchdowns for the Pirates tonight. 1 on offense, 1 on defense. The pick 6 in the first quarter. Coach, we kind of thought we may get another defensive touchdown. It was just like a feeling we were having. Maybe that feeling. We'll see. Still some football to play.
Yeah, and you got to think, especially with as much as Palestine is kind of putting the ball up in the air. I mean, they're still trying to make some stuff happen, and you got to kind of give them credit for that. I mean, still calling plays, and right now it looks like they're going to go for it on fourth down and short. And we've seen them pick up a couple of fourth downs in earlier in the game, so we'll see what happens here. It's going to be a little bit more difficult.
So false start. So that Bridge City Huffman game in the fourth quarter. Huffman 21-10. Lumberton, I think that game's over. 42-16 in the fourth. Lumberton's on top of Little Cypress, Mauriceville. So if everything stands right now, it's looking like Lumberton and Huffman Hargrave. But Huffman Hargrave only up 21-10, but they do have the ball. They have a long way to go, though. They're at their own 6-yard line. Ooh, Bridge City with a tackle for loss. Got the running back right on the handoff at the 1-yard line. So Huffman by no means has this game under control. They're winning. But Bridge City with a good offense. They put up a lot of points this season. So now Huffman going to be snapping it almost out of their own end zone. Pirates first down and 10. The 46-yard line. Casey picks up 4. Bridge City almost blocks a punt. Huffman gets it off. Bridge City, though, punt return 20, 10, 5, touchdown. So Huffman 21, Bridge City's going to be 16. It's a close game. Lumberton, though, looks like they're on their way to a win. 42-16 on top of Little Cypress Mauriceville. So that game, not going to cover it much anymore. I'll mention the score, but right now Huffman and Bridge City in a tight game. Pirates second down.
Yeah, and you got to think those two teams up there definitely know what's at stake. I mean, you win, you get to host. You lose.
Oh, block in the back on Bridge City.
So a lot to play for there.
This camera work is really making me appreciate our cinematographers and Larry and how well they engineer these cameras throughout the game, because this is just zoomed in. Cannot see the field as well.
Oh, we're definitely.
I know it happens though. I mean, you're not working with these 40 cameras, 60 cameras like major networks. I mean, you get really spoiled by watching broadcasts during the weekends. But man, all these high school broadcasts, including Pine Tree Live, and including the one I'm watching with Bridge City and Huffman, camera work was a little rough right there, but really, it's awesome. How great is it that high school sports now on Friday nights being broadcasted across the state of Texas? Such an awesome thing. It's great for the fans. It's fun for us. I think it's good for the kids, their family members, people all across the country. Really, anywhere you're at, if you can get YouTube, you get to watch Pine Tree football. But it's all across the state. I think it's such a good thing. Bridge City, the running back gets the edge. They're down to the 2-yard line. So 21-10 still the score. It's the Pirates punt. Martine's punt goes off. A Wildcat fumble. Pirates got it. Can't advance it. I guess maybe you can. They're going to let Desmond Williams take it in for a touchdown. So Desmond Williams takes it in for the special teams touchdown. That's a PDQ America PTTD special teams touchdown.
You can't advance that.
I didn't think you could advance it on a punt.
I think that's what they're going to
I
talk about right
think
now.
the ball is down. I would love it for Desmond, because that'd be 2 players, Des and Timmons, with trifectas. And they're going to talk about it, and touchdown. So Desmond Williams with the heads-up play picks up his 3rd touchdown of the night. I mean, it was destined to have 3 touchdowns. It was going to happen. Coach, I'm going to let you pick this week's Pine Tree Live player of the game. I think I actually know what's going to happen. I think I already know what's going to happen.
All right, Mr. Know-It-All, what's going to happen?
You're going to have to give to both the boys, I think.
You'd be right.
I think they've both played an awesome game.
Yeah, both very well deserving.
And can we give one to Boston Johnson? He's had high snaps, low snaps. He's had all kinds of snaps, and he just keeps getting the ball down. Extra points good.
If I'm not mistaken, he's a baseball player, so he's pretty good. Just an all-around athlete. Last year's, I think, newcomer of the year as well in basketball. I mean, just a heck of an athlete right there for all Pirates.
So the Pirates score on offense, defense, and special teams tonight. All 3 defense, offense, and special teams touchdowns scored by Desmond Williams. The other 3 touchdowns, all by Jacarius Timmons. Pirates showing out 43-14, 4:15 to go, fourth quarter. Bridge City went for 2 points. They got on the board 21-16, though. They weren't able to get it. So they're within a touchdown of Huffman. So stay tuned next week. We'll be on the road with the Pirates. Wherever they land, you can pay attention. We'll have that on the Facebook page as soon as that information comes available. So when the game's over, you can start refreshing those pages. It'll be hot off the press. That will be on the PT Live Facebook page. We'll have next week's opponent as soon as that information comes available. The Pirates kick back off. It's been a good season for the Pirates. They're on their way to finishing 6-4. Another winning season for head coach Jason Bachman. Really been impressed. As defensive coordinator Blanco this season, coming over from Gladewater, replacing Coach Hampton. Coach Hampton, who went to Hallsville this offseason, replaced by Coach Blanco. And man, I was fired up whenever we were talking to Coach Blanco in media day.
Definitely has that quality of somebody you just want to play for, and I think he echoes a lot of what the players had in Coach Hampton, and he's kind of made it his own, and it's kind of showing now. I mean, this Pine defense a little different, same but different, and I really have enjoyed this whole season. As we bring the regular season to a close. Just how we've seen this team kind of transform and mature into the team we see right now, and into a team that's poised to win a playoff game or two, and hopefully just keeps on winning.
And if we keep on winning, we just keep on moving through the playoffs. Starting next week, Pirates will be on the road somewhere between Beaumont and Houston. Actually, we'll say a little east of Beaumont and a little east of Houston. Somewhere between there, Pirates are going to have a game next week. Most likely it's shaping up like it could. I mean, Huffman Bridge City's a tight game. Huffman's driving, though, now. 21-16, they are up, and they are in Bridge City territory at the 39-yard line. Wildcats first down and 10 as they approach midfield. Another big run. Beckworth hit hard. See by Chris Nichols. Did I do that again? Yeah, I did it again. Is that Lively? That looks like the number on that jersey. Now he's turned sideways. Man, I'm having a tough time with that one, Coach. His jersey's kind of pulled up in his shirt.
I think it's Jaden Servia.
Jaden Servia, okay. Yeah, that's a 7, isn't it? Is that Anthony Anderson?
That's Anthony Anderson. I thought you were looking at number 8.
Yeah, Anthony Anderson has his jersey pulled up. Can't see the front number. It looks like a 1. I don't know where I got 9 from. Chris Nichols playing defense tonight. That's second time.
Pretty sure he would like to.
Coach, you play any defense?
Yeah, I did. Played a little linebacker, and then they moved me to defensive end, and then I was an offensive line specialist.
So you were able to move around the offensive line. Did you have a favorite position? When you say specialist, does that mean you only play one position offensive line, or you could play all of them?
No, that they didn't let me play defense anymore because I just played offense.
Okay.
So all the offensive line didn't play both ways.
I see. Yeah. What a luxury.
Yeah, and at the time we were 3A. I mean, I had 86, 88 in my graduating class, and we had a team that we didn't have to play both ways, especially the starting offensive line didn't have to, but also played on a team where our quarterback was also our defensive end.
Wow.
So, and then he got recruited as a strong safety to TCU, and then he got drafted as a linebacker the Dallas Cowboys. So, I mean, yeah, Stephen Hodge was kind of the man back then.
Well, I tell you, we were playing good football in East Texas at that time. Kilgore, Gilmer, Tatum. That 04-05 season was special in East Texas. Some great football was played in those years. 20 years ago. So we see the Wildcats moving into Pirate territory. Coach, you had an interview this week.
Yeah, we started off the Pine Tree Live broadcast with that. Hopefully those of you that tuned in early to the pregame show got to see that at the beginning before the senior night festivities started. And, you know, just had a sit-down interview with Coach Dinkens. Been here for 18 years. He's a Pine Tree alumni. He's been the head athletic trainer for Pine Tree, you know, for 10 of those 18 years. 8 years as just an assistant. And, man, you know, I've heard it said very well one time, you know, if you can give a man his flowers while he's still living, you do it. And, man, that is a guy that deserves his flowers, you know, as he gets ready to transition from head athletic trainer to another administrative role in the district, and a bigger administrative role. I mean, he's still going to be here at Pine Tree, still going to be doing what he does for the Pine Tree community and students. But, man, I had the honor of getting to sit down and, you know, giving him, you know, his quote-unquote flowers in that interview. And it was an awesome interview. I'm glad to do that. He's a great friend of mine, and happy to do it for him.
Well, Coach, I got to see a little bit of that interview, and that was very nice of what you did for Dinkens. And you're a good friend, Coach. You're a good dude.
I try to be.
You and Larry, I enjoy working with you two guys. Good people. Very special group here at Pine Tree and on the Pine Tree Live broadcast. But now, watching that interview, go back to the start of this. If you start this video over after it's done, just go back to the start of this game, and it was played at the very start. Very good interview, Coach. That was great. Great editing work, too, on that. Not only a great interview you did, but also great editing work. 5 stars.
Appreciate it. Man of all, just a jack of all trades. Try to do a little bit of everything.
But you did say you give a man his flowers while he's living. I don't know what you give me, but it's not flowers. 3rd down for the Wildcats. 38 seconds to go in this game. Pirates trying to keep them out of the end zone. Can they do it? Going to the end zone. Wildcats. Ooh. Man, is that Randy Moss out there? Hey, Wildcat season ending on a high note right there. London Brown.
Went to receiver.
And makes the catch. It's a tough break for the Pirates. On the pass was Noah Hutchinson, the junior quarterback. So it looks like Noah's probably been playing quarterback, London wide receiver, and they go back to that for the final drive of the game. And the junior to the sophomore. Makes it look a little bit better on the stat sheet. Not that much better, but a little bit better for the Wildcats. So 43-21. Now, so Pirates lightening up a little bit. There's some guys getting in the game.
Yeah, there's quite a few backups right there. Secondary kind of looked a little intact, but you know there's still a lot of guys getting quite a bit of reps, and we saw the same thing last year in the Palestine game. You know, especially with Colton Croft coming into one of his first varsity action last year. Now he's a full veteran starter now and leading this Pine Tree team into the playoffs, rightfully so.
So Bridge City and Huffman up 21-16. Bridge City has the ball back. Huffman was driving. They were in control. Something happened, though. Bridge City's got the ball back. They're running Wildcat. They'll have it out across the 50, and they're into Huffman territory. They don't have the time up, but it is in the 4th quarter, and it's been in the 4th quarter for a little bit. So I got to think the 4th is probably about halfway or a little more than halfway done. So big drive for Bridge City. The difference in them traveling 3.5 hours or staying at home next week, similar situation that the Pirates are in. Pirates really a lot of fun the last 3 weeks. Henderson, Chapel Hill, and Lindell. They were playing for 4th place in the district, 3rd place in the district, and last week 2nd place in the district. Not able to come away with the win against Lindell last week, but man, that was a good game. And Pirate defense held strong in the second half. Offense just not able to to get it done, though. 17-10 was the final of that Lindell game. The Pirates learned a lot of things about themselves. I have a good feeling about this team going into the playoffs. We've watched a lot of football this season. We've watched this team consistently get better and better every week.
I think there's 7 minutes left in that Bridge City game. If Dave Campbell's app is correct, I think that Lumberton game is all but done.
So we got 28 seconds to go on senior night at Pirate Stadium. This most likely will be the last time we're at Pirate Stadium. If you live in Longview, though, there's going to be a playoff game here next week. Not sure what the teams are, but Pine Tree will be hosting a playoff game. As Tabor and Homer takes a knee. Pirates going to get it done tonight against the Palestine Wildcats. 43-21 is your final score. Pirates headed to the playoffs next week. 6-4 in the fourth season under head coach Jason Bachman. Pirates headed to the playoffs for the third season in a row. Palestine 1-9. Their season's in the inning. They'll be starting basketball on Monday. Pirates, we're going to be getting ready for a playoff run. In Pirate Nation, we're going to need your support. So show up and show out next week on the road. If not, support them through the Veribank Pine Tree Live broadcast. We'll probably do like we did last year, Coach. You think we'll have a little pregame show?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to talk about, in this season, and definitely want to highlight our Pine Tree Pirate playoff team. And it's a big deal. I mean, to make the playoffs is no easy feat, and to do it 3 years in a row in the district that we were in.
Bridge City at the 11-yard line, Coach. So Bridge City's driving. 21-16 is the score. Huffman, Bridge City up the middle, down to the 9-yard line. So we'll kind of wait and see what happens with this game. But really strong finish to the season for the Pirates. They go 3-4 after their bye, or 3-1 after their bye week. I mean, after they played Kilgore 4-1, they finished the district 4-2. 4-2, 3-2.
4-2. 3-2.
3-2. So Pirates finished the district 3-2.
Yeah, losses to Lindell and Kilgore, wins over Maybank, Henderson, Chapel Hill, and Palestine 4-2.
That's right. So 4-2.
So
4-3. 4-3 offense, 4-3 defense. I don't know. It's getting late. A lot of football, Coach.
4-3-3 or 3-5-2.
Man, you're looking fresh in that jacket tonight too, man.
Appreciate it, man. It picked out a good color.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in this Bridge City game. They still haven't ran another play.
Yeah. No, but, while we're here, we'll take it from Coach Jason Bachman. We'll be where our feet are. And, man, Mike, last game in Pirate Stadium this season kind of sucks. But, it's bittersweet. And knowing that you're going to still play another game next week. The fact of the matter is that in 3 straight years, being in 2 of those years being in the District of Doom, you still made the playoffs.
That's right.
Last year you were number 2 seed, got to host a playoff game. This year, not so lucky. It's 3 seed, but you're still in the playoffs. And then the year before that, Pine Tree was 5A. So it's not just a fluke, and it's not just, it's because they went down to 4A. I mean, Coach Bachman has made the playoffs in 5A, 4A, and in 4A in the District of Doom. So this has been, they're a legitimate playoff contender. And,
with wins over teams like Kilgore,
yes,
Gilmer, and Texas High.
Yeah, and those are all staple wins, and especially the ones from last year. And then this year, the big game versus Chapel Hill and Henderson, just taking those wins. And those are 2 wins that they had to have. Were close in the Lindell game, made it a game, and had their chances in the Kilgore game. I know that the score was a little bit different than what most people would think, like you had a chance, but it is they're all very good games, and we've seen Pine Tree do it in a myriad of different ways. I mean, there's a game where looking at the stats from this year against Chapel Hill, Croft passes for 323 yards, and then in the game versus Gilmer, Roger Attaway rushes for 162 yards. And you saw in this game we scored on offense, defense, and special teams. So really and truly, this team has found different ways to score, different ways to defend, and then in totality, a different way how to win the game and win when you most need it the most. And really, truly, can't say enough about this, especially with key departures, both coaches and players-wise, Mike. I mean, the fact of the matter is that we lost some good coaches and we lost some good players last year, and yet, to quote Coach Bachman, the standard is the standard. And they're into the playoffs. They're going to, they're not going to be getting ready to go to basketball next week. They're going to be getting ready to play some team. We're still trying to figure that out. And in the end, that's what you want. And for a program and for a school culture like Pine Tree, and I'll keep reiterating that as well. Right now there's a lot of winning going on at Pine Tree. Band went to state, cross country went to state. Tennis made playoffs. Volleyball made playoffs. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. Our one-act play had a really good opening week last week with their play of Alice in Wonderland, and they did a phenomenal job, and I'm assuming that's the play that they're going to take into one-act play competition. Just a lot of stuff going on in Pine Tree, and I've heard it said, I don't think it's completely true, and I'm not just going to make my mark on it, but I've heard a lot of people say if the football team is doing good, then the school is doing good, because it's just a different a different vibe when the football team is doing really well.
Bridge City was able to get into the end zone, so they were at the 1 yard line. Huffman was trying to hold them, not able to. Bridge City scores, so it'll be 21-23. No, 21-22. With an extra point still to go. They hadn't changed the scoreboard, but they did get in the end zone. So it's kind of tough, Coach. I want to do this post-game show, but I'm so vested in this Bridge City game over here.
There's a lot to be said, and I'm pretty sure Coach Bachman is going to be checking his phone. Coach Holder as well, going to make sure he's on the phone to make sure he can certify the district.
And that's got to be almost everybody in the district, right?
Yeah, that is everybody. I mean, Coach Holder.
Everybody wants to see who are they playing. Now the Lumberton. Little Cypress Mauriceville game, that one's pretty much over. Lumberton's going to take that game. So I don't know if that's going to be their district champion or if they could potentially be two. I have no idea.
I mean,
how much drama in that district? This district's been kind of figured out for the last. I mean, some teams have had it figured out. Kilgore's, they won the district 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, just last week, Lindell and the Pirates squared off for the second place. Really, third place was decided. Really, fourth place was decided, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
Last week.
Yeah. So
between Chapel Hill and
that's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. And it's just, like I said, it's the tale of two cities. I mean, you're looking at that game, that district who it's all up in the air right now, besides Lumberton, who's, putting it on LCM. And then us, last week you were just trying to figure out 2, 3, 4, because you said, Kilgore had already wrapped up the number one seed. But man, all in all, I mean, when you get to that point into the postseason, everybody's good, everybody's there for a reason, and everybody wants to hoist up the gold ball at the end of the game. And I got to be able to do that, here at Pine Tree with Coach Lane back in 2017 2020 when we beat A&M Consolidated here at Pine Tree Stadium in a home playoff game that we got to host. So I got to hoist the golden ball up with the football team, and then last year I got to hoist the golden ball in soccer twice with the soccer team. So it's a different feeling. Obviously I've felt those kinds of feelings when we hoisted it up in football, but to be a head coach and hoist it up with guys who have invested so much time into practice, games, injuries and whatnot. I mean, it's a different feeling to hoist it up and to know that those guys gave it all they had, and very well deserved. And this team, if they get a chance to hoist it up next week, that's going to be a great thing and a great staple for Pine Tree, because again, a lot of people at the beginning of this year, especially after the 0-2 start, did not give Pine Tree a chance. I mean, they were like, oh, well, so-and-so, 10-2, yada, yada, yada. And this team just blocked out all the noise and figured out ways to win.
Well, Coach, we're going to figure out a way to win again next week. Pirates are going to be on the road, playoffs, somewhere a little over north of 3 hours away, not north but south, but north in time of over 3 hours away, Pirates. So they're going to have their work cut out for them next week. But no stranger to the playoffs. As Coach mentioned numerous times, this is their third season in a row, and I believe it's the fourth in 5 years.
Yes.
So fourth in 5 years?
Yes. Because
and fifth in 6 years. Is that right? Yeah.
Something like that. Because we played A&M Consolidated the year before, lost to them at A&M
right.
Consolidated. They played us there. We beat them here, had the absence, then played Lovejoy, then played Bridge City, and now we're going to get a chance to play one of those teams. So
That's right.
So that's a lot to be proud of, and a lot of people went into that whole deal of getting Pine Tree ready for this and to be able to enjoy this kind of success. It's really something else. Like I said, I'm very happy, very glad, very blessed to be a part of it, and even more so to have the best seat in the house and being able to call it besides you. And like I said, a lot of people didn't give them a chance after 0-2, and yet here we are talking about the postseason.
All right, Coach. Well, next week we're going to be on the road. We will have a pregame show, most likely starting probably around, I would probably say get on about 7 o'clock. We're going to try to get on there probably 25, 30 minutes before the game. We'll have a rundown of stats, give you a preview of whoever we're playing. We'll give you as much insight as we can. Last year we did a pretty good job on Bridge City. A lot of information out there on those guys. So we'll be able to see who we're playing. We'll be able to give you about a 30-minute update before the game. 7:30 will be kickoff. But stay tuned. Check out the Pine Tree Live Facebook page after the game. We will have the next opponent as soon as that information becomes available to Pirate Nation. We will have that out to you. Coach, as we go into the playoffs, what's your final statement for this week's game?
Oh man, just I'll keep saying it. I mean, we're talking about playoffs now. To quote Allen Iverson. No, sorry, that was just about practice. What was the Colts coach back
Huffman
in the day?
just completed a deep pass. They are at the 25 now. They have driven like 50 yards in 2 plays. So Huffman. Sorry, Coach.
No, you're good. I mean, heck, we're trying to figure out where we're going to be next week. So, I mean, I get it. But no, just the fact of the matter that we're talking about playoffs this week, this next week after an 0-2 start, and a lot of people doubting us being in the District of Doom and whatnot, and for this team to show its resiliency, its toughness, its discipline, under Coach Bachman and all those coaches down there. You just can't say enough about it and about about how they are. I mean, really and truly, definitely very proud of this team and this community that's rallied around it, and we need to rally around it one more time next week. Whether you're on here on the Pine Tree Live broadcast watching, or if you're dare to make the 3.5-hour trip down to watch them play, these guys deserve your support. They've earned it. And I can't wait to see the Pirates back out on the field next Friday.
Well, Coach, I'm excited to watch the Pirates next week on the field too. Huffman is at the 15-yard line right now driving. Like I said, I don't know how much time is in this game. You can turn over to it. It's on NFHS Network. Playoffs start next week, so you're probably going to need it anyway at some point. May just go ahead and drop $14 or whatever it is on that subscription. Click over there and watch the end of this game. Coach, I guess I already asked you for your final statement. Man, I had a lot of fun this year, Coach, and I'm glad we get to do this for one more game.
Yeah, I mean, and in closing, I'll give you a little bit more time to see watch that end of that game. But, I mean, I'm glad to do it. I mean, the fact of the matter, this year we got to call out different names than we had in the past 3 years. We had gotten so accustomed to saying the names like MJ Cates, Seth MacFarlane, Peyton Davis, those names that had become staple names in Pine Tree football lore. And this year we got to say a couple of others. We got to say Croft, we got to say Attaway, Timmons, Wofford, and Johnson. Those guys have came on and they've done a great job, and they've made this season their own kind of season. I mean, it's one thing to say, well, it's not the 10-2 season, but I guarantee you if we make it to the second round and we have a chance to go to the third round, and we do get to the third round, then, you start asking yourself, well, is it better to be 10-2, or is it better to go through the third round? And so the possibilities are just endless for this team, and I can't wait to see what they do. But it starts with step number 1 in round 1.
All right, Coach. That was too good. I'm just going to have to end it there. They're at a timeout in this Hargrave game. So I'll just go ahead and end it. Thank you, Pirate Nation, for your support of Pine Tree Athletics. Thank you to the faculty and staff, including Superintendent Steve Cluxton, High School Principal Beeper Krause, Head Football Coach Jason Bachman, and Athletic Director Jacob Holder. Also, thank you to our 2025 sponsors, including our pregame and postgame sponsor, Croft Photography, and our broadcast sponsor, Verabank, and the Pine Tree Live broadcast team of color commentator Coach Angel Rocha, cinematographers Calvin and Roger, and our engineer Larry Mahan with M6 Media. Give it up for Larry. We look forward to seeing you again next Friday, where we will be on the road to start the playoffs. We don't know where, but check out the Facebook page. That information will be available as soon as possible. This is Michael Clements Jr. signing off at Pirate Stadium in Longview, Texas for the final time this 2025 season. Ahoy, good night, go Pirates.